Royal Stadium in Kansas City, NBC Sports presents Game 5 of the 1980 World Series. The National League champions, the Philadelphia Phillies, versus the American League champions, the Kansas City Royals. Brought to you by Gillette, makers of Right Guard. Yes, men count on Right Guard because men perspire more. By Lowenbrow, when you want the taste of a truly great beer, there's really only one. Tonight, let it be Lowenbrow. By Allstate Insurance Companies, you're in good hands with Allstate. And by Ford and your local Ford dealer, who invite you to test drive the new 1981 Ford cars and trucks. Royal Stadium in Kansas City, the setting for Game 5. A beautiful shot, but also a telling shot. As you can see, the shadows have just about gotten to the mound. They'll be a factor. These ball players were talking about it, but in Kansas City, all they're talking about is, hey, our Kansas City Royals, we're all tied 2 games apiece. Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Garagiola, and we have a beautiful day here in Kansas City, 66 degrees. Shadows will be a factor, but those ball players, well, in World Series, everything is magnified. But here in Kansas City, they were talking about the aggressiveness of the Royals, and Hal McRae showed that aggressiveness, and Tom Seaver talked to him. Let's hear what they have to say about it.
Hal, yesterday, 2 singles, and with your aggressive play, you turned them into 2 doubles. And it's a kind of play that we've been sitting around waiting to see from the Kansas City Royal team, a kind of play that's been your trademark all year long.
Well, I think from now on you're going to see a lot of that. We got a lot of guys that can run, and I think you'll see a lot of guys trying to take the extra base today if they get an opportunity.
Were you trying to spark your team by being aggressive like that?
No, I watched Maddox yesterday, and he was getting to the ball slow. He was throwing the ball to the cutoff man. They had a double cutoff. I knew if he threw the ball the same way, they were going to have to make 2 throws, or the ball wasn't going to get to second base with anything on it. So I took a chance that he was going to do the same thing.
It seems to me now here in Game 5 in your own ballpark that Game 5 is pivotal for the Kansas City Royals. If you do lose here, you have to go back to the Phillies home park and win 2 in a row to be the world champions.
Well, we feel this is an important ball game, but we also feel that even if we lose, we're still going to win it because we got the best ball player.
Al, good luck today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, back to Joe. Thank you.
Okay, Tom, different people watch a ball game just different ways. He saw Maddox, he picked it up, and he took the extra base. Well, on the other side of the field, Dallas Green, he's had a little bit of a problem or a little bit of controversy. Greg Luzinski, will he play, will he not play? He's in the lineup today. And then the DH has been a factor. How is Dallas Green managed? Well, Tony Kubek asked him those questions.
Dallas, you are DHing Greg Luzinski today. Why not some of the other games?
Well, the second game of the series, he was sick with 104 temperature. He came to Kansas City, still had a slight temperature. I felt that it was better with a tougher guy, a guy that was physically sound, and Keith Moreland has done a good job for us this year. That's that simple.
All right, Dallas, now, I think your club is against the designated hitter rule. It is being used in this World Series, as everyone knows. Do you think it's unfair to ask you to manage with a DH when you haven't done it all year long?
Tony, I'm dead set against it. I hate it. I don't think it's right for baseball, but I'm just a little guy. I can't say a heck of a lot about it. I tell you what it does for me, man, is it just makes you fall asleep. You put the guys out there to play, and they're the guys that you've picked that are supposed to be best that day, and you fall asleep with it if you're not careful.
All right, Dallas, thanks a lot. Back upstairs, Joe Garagiola.
Okay, you can't be any more honest than that. You just fall asleep when they're out there. Well, he won't be falling asleep today. You might have also picked up that he said Luzinski was the DH. That was the case when Tony talked to him, but since then, Lonnie Smith, a jammed little finger in his right hand from yesterday's batting practice. He was supposed to be in the lineup. He's not. Luzinski will be in left field, and Moreland will be the DH. So, right now, we're getting set. Let's get the ceremonial first pitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's first ball ceremony will be a salute to the nearly 500,000 high school baseball players throughout the United States and Canada. The ball will be thrown from the commissioner's box at the home plate end of the Royals dugout by Bryce Durbin, the executive director of the National Federation of State High School Athletic Associations, which is located here in Kansas City. Mr. Durbin, for all high school baseball players, that first ball, please. And now, let's meet the American League champion Royals.
That is the Royals fight song that you hear. Everybody's got a fight song, including the Royals.
Ladies and gentlemen, an invitation to stand and salute the colors as presented by the U.S. Army Color Guard from Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, under the command of Specialist 5th Class Melvin Berkeley. Now let's all honor America as we enjoy our national anthem with the Letterman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The national anthem sung by the Lettermen, who are great Phillies fans. We're getting ready for baseball at Jam Park Ballpark. A beautiful day. We'll be right back after these messages.
If you're shopping for a new car, it's smart to talk to an Allstate agent before you buy.
Before I buy? Why?
Some cars get a break on insurance at Allstate.
Oh, we'll be right back.
Let's face it, all cars aren't built the same. At Allstate, some cost less to insure.
Buy one of these, and we'll pass the savings on to you. Up to 35% less on comprehensive.
35%?
We'll be right back.
Different rates for different cars. You're in good hands with Allstate.
That's a promise for me, Judy Davis.
You're the Pepsi generation, the spirit of today. And with every taste of life that's new, well, that Pepsi spirit shines right through. Catch that Pepsi spirit, drink it in, drink it in, drink it in. Catch that Pepsi spirit, drink it in, drink it in, drink it in.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trouble spots like these are what separate Gillette Atra from all ordinary razors. The reason? The Atra pivot. It keeps the blades at a perfect shaving angle, giving you a better shave than any razor that can't pivot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many more reasons do you need? Gillette Atra, the pivot makes it better.
Gillette, when it comes to shaving, we give you the edge.
Here's your chance to get the official 1980 World Series souvenir program, the same one sold at the ballpark. It's a collector's item commemorating the 77th Fall Classic. Send check or money order for $3 to World Series Program, Box 1980, Norwood, New Jersey, 07648. It's filled with World Series glamour, history, and statistics. That's World Series Program, Box 1980, Norwood, New Jersey. Act now. Quantities are limited.
The preceding message was furnished by Major League Baseball. And here is the lineup for the Philadelphia Phillies. Leading off at first base, Pete Rose. Batting second, right fielder Bake McBride. Batting third baseman Mike Schmidt. In the cleanup spot, the left fielder Greg Luzinski. The DH is Keith Moreland. Gary Maddox will be in center field. Manny Trio is the second baseman. Batting eighth, the shortstop Larry Boa. And batting ninth, the catcher Bob Boone. And Tom Seaver, it'll be Larry Gura's job, and it looks like he may get some help. I know you'll want to talk about those shadows. There is Larry.
Well, the Phillies will be getting their second look at Larry Gura here in game number 5 today, Joe.
First pitch, and it will be an easy out.
So many times is to try and get Larry Gura early before he settles down. I wonder if that's what Pete was thinking about, jumping on that first pitch. Little sinker ball.
Many times, Pete, the first time, if he goes up and he'll look for one pitch, if he gets it, he'll go to swinging at it.
Rose was 3 for 15. That brings up Bake McBride. He's 7 for 15, 467. Takes the first pitch low, ball 1. You've been hearing a lot of the sounds around home plate with our microphones. You'll really hear Dutch Rennert call out a strike. We'll try to time it to really give you a full listening. He's going to cut my work down in half. I'm going to listen to him. Dutch Rennert. I think the audio man said not so loud. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's very rare that an umpire will say ball or strike. Remember, someone would say axe. But he really booms it out. Two balls and 2 strikes. There's the NBC microphone. It's hung right over the screen way behind home plate. So you got to have some set of pipes to reach it that far. And he's having no problems, old Dutch. 2-2 pitch.
Joe, you might recall the second last weekend of our Game of the Week season. Rennert was behind the plate in Philadelphia, and Bob Boone paid him the highest compliment I've ever heard paid a home plate umpire. Boone, he said the next day, I've never had an umpire behind home plate where I had to question one pitch. And with him, I had to question not one single pitch. He never missed one.
Count remains full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He reminds me so much of Al Barlick, who now supervises National League. You never had any problems listening to Barlick. You could be in St. Louis, you'd hear him in Springfield, Illinois, where he lives. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. We're just getting started. Nobody on. Fouled out of play. Tom, how about these shadows?
Well, the shadows at home plate, Joe, definitely an advantage for the pitchers. You can see at the start of the inning, actually the shadows at the mound were right in Larry Gura's eyes, and they've gotten off of him. The sun is set behind us enough so he is in the shadows, but the shadows at home plate definitely be an advantage for the hitter. They seem to be right across the area, right across home plate right now.
Bake McBride, 3-2. He's fouled off a couple of pitches. Center field, Amos Otis has plenty of room. 2 outs.
You can see how Clint Hurdle came over from right field. The problem spots with the sun, not on that high one, but a ball hit to Otis's left. That'll be in right center field. He might have a problem. For Hurdle in right field, if he goes to the right field line, he'll have a problem at times. And in left field for Willie Wilson, if he goes toward the left field line, he might look right into the sun.
So there are 2 outs. Nobody on. Mike Schmidt, the batter. Schmidt, 5 base hits. 14 times at bat, hitting .357. He has 1 home run. Joe Garagiola with Tony Kubek and Tom Seaver. Top half of the first. 2 outs, nobody on. Mike Schmidt takes it inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Pete Rose hit the first pitch right back to Gura. Easy out. McBride, 3-2 count, fouled off a couple, hit the ball to center field. A routine fly ball, 2 outs. And here's Schmidt. 1-1 the count. Foul out of play, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Joe and Tom, we've talked as we look at your line score about the Royals being a better hitting ball club against right-handed pitching. Phillies are a better hitting ball club, I think, against left-handed pitching. If Gura has an advantage today, it's a gusting wind that is blowing from the left field corner to right. So Boone's ball got stopped by that wind on the Wilson catch yesterday. It might stop some balls to left field today.
Popped up. Foul territory. Porter coming over. He will not have a play.
You know, Tony, another advantage that he does have is pitching in this ballpark, which is not only the wind today, but those big, spacious alleys, the big outfield, and Larry is very conscious of the home run, does not like to give up the home run. Of course, no pitcher does. There you see his stats from game 1. Pitched 6 innings, gave up just a couple of runs. But his is a ballpark where you can give up that long fly and not have to worry that much about the home run. I think as in Philadelphia, he was a little bit more concerned about the home run. There's another home run hitter in Greg Luzinski on deck.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Time called now. Porter says, I'm going to start a new sequence of signs. Apparently not sure in his own mind. Left field. Willie Wilson says, I'll take it. 3 outs. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia. We go to the bottom half of the first inning to score. Philadelphia nothing. Kansas City coming to bat.
Introducing a car that combines the brain power of German engineers, Japanese engineers, American engineers. Introducing a world car. The new Ford Escort, built in America with better ideas from around the world. Higher gas mileage ratings than Rabbit, Accord, Corolla hatchback. Yet roomier inside. With 4-wheel independent suspension, front-wheel drive. Ford Escort, built in America to take on the world.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
The tide's just right. That'll be a full moon. Hardly any wind. And the Lowenbrau's cold. Sure beats the office.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrau.
Sure hope the fish don't bother us.
Back here at Royal Stadium, here's the lineup for the Kansas City Royals. In left field, Willie Wilson. Batting second, the second baseman, Frank White. Batting third baseman, George Brett. In the cleanup spot, what a World Series he's having, first baseman, Willie Aikens. The DH is Hal McRae. Amos Otis bats sixth in center field. Clint Hurdle in right field. Batting eighth, the catcher, Darrell Porter, and batting ninth, the shortstop, U.L. Washington. And Tom Seaver, that's a strong right arm out there on the mound.
Strong Marty Bystrom, 6'5", 200 pounds. Joe, 22 years old, was called up from the minor leagues. Oklahoma City, the American Association, on September 1st. Was 5-0 for the Phillies down the stretch drive with a very impressive 1.5 ERA. Just 36 innings pitched, but still only 26 hits. A lot of confidence, very aggressive on the mound, very typical of the young pitchers on this Philly staff. He's got a very good fastball, both a righting and sinking fastball, and a good curveball, which he has good control of, and he'll throw that curveball if he does get behind. Started 5 games for the Phillies and completed just 1.
A look at the ballpark, down the lines, 330 in left center field, 385, 410 in, well, just a little bit off dead center. There you see it. And 385 in right center field, 330 down the right field line. Bystrom has given up only 1 home run in the 36 innings that he has pitched. Facing Willie Wilson, who is 2 for 17 in this series. He has struck out 8 times. They've been keeping the ball, the breaking ball at least, right in on his hands. One strike, fastball. No score, bottom of the first, nobody on. Leadoff man. 1-1.
Willie sure has struggled in this World Series, hitting just 118. Left side, .083. Stolen 2 bases.
Here's where they come with the curveball, and there it was. 2-2. May try it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He got 2 quick strikes to the fastball. Now he's got him crippled.
They're not giving him strikes in there. When they get ahead of him, 2 strikes, they go inside bad.
9 strikeouts for Willie Wilson on a curveball. The record is 11 strikeouts.
A good example of the way they've been pitching to Willie Wilson. Hard stuff in, and then when they do get 2 strikes, come back with a breaking ball, and you can see it break right down underneath Willie Wilson's bat. Marty Bystrom, a young pitcher, has a very fine curveball.
Here is Frank White. White has 2 base hits, 18 times at bat. That's a 111 average. Ball 1.
Bystrom, of course, started the last game of in the playoff series against the Astros. Kind of tough to have a young pitcher like that, but he was just as cool as a 10-year veteran.
Out of play, 1-1.
I talked to Herm Starrett before the game, talking about it, how he does keep his cool, how he does have good poise for a youngster. And they told him he was pitching before that game. He says, "Give me the ball. I've been waiting for you to give it to me for the last 7 days." He wanted to pitch that game.
One-hand grab. Bystrom covers in time. White is out. Nice play by both Rose and Bystrom.
You know, one thing that's significant, I think, about Rose's play at first base, Joe, the way he has played down there on balls that have been hit to him, even though he has hit balls to him that he can get back to the bag and beat the run of the bag, he makes that pitcher come over to that bag. I've not seen him on a play like that go to the bag himself. And that forces that pitcher to hustle over to the base. A pitcher will never get lazy when it does that. Even if Pete is just a few feet off the bag, he seems to want that pitcher to come all the way to first base.
So there are 2 away, and here is George Brett. Brett 6 for 15. That's a 400 average. He has 1 home run, 2 runs batted in. I feel like I'm repeating.
He makes those American League hitters who haven't heard him before, well, they jump a little bit. A little startling. He likes to put it on, Dutch Renner does. Any ball hit to right field in the air is going to get a lift from that wind blowing out to right field.
1 ball, 1 strike. As a catcher, you love to hear that. As a batter, you don't mind it until it's the 3rd strike. Then you'd like to take that bat and stifle him, the umpire. But it's not his fault. There's another base hit, so what's new? And that'll bring up Willie Aikens, and he should get a tremendous hand when he comes up. Willie Aikens, who right now I would have to say would get my most valuable player vote, but he and George Brett are neck and neck. How do you guys feel?
That's 2. He'd get mine at this point also.
Aikens got mine, Joe, no question.
Well, let's settle that in a hurry.
We've got a few games to go, though.
Right. He's got 21 total bases, leads. He's got 8 runs batted in, leading everybody. He's got 5 runs scored. He's got 4 home runs. 1 ball, no strikes, 1,400 slugging percentage. He's got that, and he's got his back foot out of the box.
And Dutch Renner, just before the ball was released, took a glance down on the first pitch to see if his foot had moved out of the box. See what Renner said, there, you see him nod down, look at the foot. Now he can't anymore.
There goes the runner, pulled foul. I might add, I asked him about his name because with some, well, it's not controversy, but some people call and some papers have written. So he said, my name is Willie Mays Aikens. But when I play baseball and they announce me and when you fellas talk about me, I prefer Willie Aikens. So that's what it'll be. His name is Willie Mays Aikens, but that's what we'll refer Willie Aikens. One ball, one strike, 2 outs. George Brett is on at first base. Outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I think kind of a touching story as we look at this crowd here in Royal Stadium. Willie Mays Aikens had a speech impediment. Still does. A stutter. You may have heard him earlier today, but he was very shy, but he's overcome it. And this has really helped him, they said. It's really helped him to come out. He's had to do a lot of interviews, and he's really come out of the shell.
I think it's great. That's why I think Mel Tillis, the country western star, he brings it out and he's working on it. There goes Brett. They're going to have a tough time getting him. They won't get him.
One thing a base stealer wants to know, and I talked to several of the coaches about Bystrom, they said he is slow to first base and very slow home with that high knee kick. Brett stole 15 bases during the regular season. Very low for him because he had ankle problems. But boy, look at the slow delivery to home plate. No chance for Booney.
I counted the steps quickly on our replay. He had taken 3 steps as we look at this angle before Bystrom threw the ball. Called down on strikes, so that ends the inning. We complete 1 inning of play here. The score, Philadelphia nothing, Kansas City nothing. And 2 up for the Phillies will be the left fielder, Greg Luzinski, DH Keith Moreland, and Gary Maddox.
See this little baby? No other pocket camera does what it does. It's unique because only the new Kodak Extralight cameras have built-in Sensolite flash. Sensolite flash turns itself on and flashes automatically when you need more light. It even turns itself off. You'll never worry about flash again. These new cameras with Sensolite flash are the easiest to use Kodak pocket cameras ever. I trust my stories to cameras and film from Kodak, America's storyteller.
Yes, sir. The package will be on your desk tomorrow, and I say that with the utmost confidence. I will take care of it. How will I take care of it? I don't know how I'm going to take care of it if I know how
When
to
it comes to sending a packet somewhere overnight, most forceful executives become as helpless as a 2-year-old.
You'll take care of it?
And as a secretary, you have to take care of them.
How will you take care of it? How do you
just call Federal Express.
Oh.
Federal Express, when it absolutely positively has to be there overnight.
Using this surgical fiber optic lens, Prestone Labs is going to show you what weak, neglected antifreeze can do to your radiator after only 9,000 miles. Look at these passages. Rust, corrosion, continued neglect could clog them and overheat this radiator. But look at a Prestone protected radiator after the same 9,000 miles. Quite a difference. Prestone has a patented silicone silicate formula to lock out rust and corrosion. Prestone 2 and Prestone Super Flush. No wonder we're #1.
Next Sunday, start your day with NFL 80, followed by exciting regional action featuring the Steelers-Browns battle. Check local listings for the game in your area.
The Kansas City defense looks like this behind Larry Gura. Willie Wilson, Amos Otis, Clint Hurdle from left to right, George Brett, UL Washington, Frank White, Aikens in the infield, Darrell Porter behind the plate, and Larry Gura.
Here is Greg Luzinski. Luzinski playing left field. He was scheduled to be the DH, but Lonnie Smith had jammed a little finger from batting practice. Swollen, couldn't play. Luzinski hits the first pitch foul as strike 1. So he's in left field. Moreland is the DH. Been a little bit of controversy swirling around this big guy. He was sick in Philadelphia, but said yesterday, at least was quoting the paper, I wasn't sick, I could have played. Dallas Green told you, Tony, that he couldn't play or didn't play him because he was sick. So
Luzinski said he was sick one day, that he was unable to play.
1 ball, 1 strike. He might have been sick of Green telling him he couldn't play.
Well, you've got to figure that his bat's got to be in the lineup for this ball club. He's had some good years for them, not the last couple, but he did get 2 game-winning RBI hits, home run and double in the championship series. His bat is very valuable.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Of course, as everybody knows, as we look at Dallas Green, Luzinski is in the lineup for his bat. He's not what you would call a good outfielder, although much improved. 1 out.
That is something you will see, I think, Gura do more of today. Go inside, as you talked about, this big ballpark. And with the wind gusting again, if he does make a mistake inside, that wind might hold the ball in. So he may challenge hitters a little bit more, go to a little more off-speed stuff at times, let the right-handers pull the ball more often.
Here's Keith Moreland.
Renard has this crowd stirred up. They're reacting to every strike call. They can hear him all over the ballpark.
2 strikes, he turned over a screwball. Gura, remember in that second game, pitched 4 perfect innings. He retired the first 13 men that he faced. Didn't mean to swing, little looper. Hurdle is there. There are 2 outs. I'll not belabor the point, but Hurdle is having trouble with the sun. Gura's in the shadows. There's a strip of sunlight running across in front of the plate. Home plate is in shadows. So the hitters, the umpires, the players are having problems, and our video man must be going bonkers trying to balance the colors. You can see how bright it is out there, and now we go in the darkness. So, guys, we appreciate your effort. And people need not adjust your set. It's just Mother Nature. Strike 1.
Joe, you can see it on the first 2 hitters in this inning. Lazinski just froze in a fastball inside. It looked like it was down. That's his pitch. And Moreland had a very weak swing. He waved at the ball that hit the right field. So the shadows are a factor for the hitters.
2 strikes.
Tony, not only the shadows are a factor, but I think Larry Gura pitching, there's a good shot of the shadows and what we're talking about here at Royal Stadium. Gura pitching and mixing his pitches up more, and your point about him coming inside, he must come inside with his fastball from the end of the plate into these right-handed hitters. When he does that, he's going to make all his other pitches effective, just like the screwball that he threw or the changeup that he threw to Moreland, and then Moreland comes right back and swings at a bad pitch out of the strike zone. This little left-hander knows how to pitch. He has the 4 basic pitches, and when he's pitching well, he knows how to use them.
Screwball outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He pitched 283 innings, and he only hit 5 people, and you know he's going inside a lot, so that's pretty good control. Gura with the second strikeout. Both called. Has now retired 6 men in a row. And this Kansas City crowd really reacting not only to Gura's pitching, Renard's umpiring. We go into the bottom half of the second. It's the Philadelphia Phillies and the Kansas City Royals. Nothing and nothing. And due up for Kansas City, it'll be Hal McRae, the DH, Amos Otis, and Clint Hurdle.
Right guard knows a man sweats more than a woman. That's why a man needs Right Guard. Right Guard has a male effectiveness formula. A formula so strong, more men count on it to help stop perspiration odor every day. Right Guard knows there's a difference between you. Men perspire more. And that's what Right Guard's for.
Hey, Coach is back!
What's going on?
Lunch.
Burgers, huh?
Nah, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Coach says the Colonel only uses fresh quality chicken.
Coach wants us to eat right.
He says Kentucky Fried Chicken's a great meal at a sensible price.
Smart Coach.
Smart enough to know what my boys like best.
Right on, Hank!
It's so nice to be so good about a meal, so good about Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special. The beer.
Building inspector.
Hey, what are you guys doing here? I didn't believe you two could build your own house. Yeah, well, don't look. It's not finished. Well, I guess we'll just take our loan, Brown, go home. Well, maybe one quick look around.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Low and Brow.
What are you going to do when you finish this place? Just what I'm doing right now.
On NBC Sports World, see the big boys roll in the Charlotte 500, the second edition of the Legends of Bowling, plus the Women's Collegiate Swimming Championships next Saturday.
Defensively, Lazinski in left, Maddox in center, McBride in right for the Phillies. Schmidt, Boa, Trio, and Rose around the infield, and Bob Boone behind the plate, and Marty Bystrom.
Al McRae. 0-1. McRae hitting at .533. 8 base hits, 15 runs batted in. They're playing him in right center field. 0-2.
Kid on the mound. Without him, Dallas Green says the Phillies would not be in the World Series because he was 5-0 in September. Would have made the club in the spring, but he pulled a muscle.
Off the leg. Trio's there. They're going to get him. It goes 1-4-3. McRae has 1 RBI, not 15. He just got a base hit taken away from him.
Batting 6, 26.
Bystrom still refuses to rub it. Tommy?
Just like any young pitcher, you get behind a good hitter, and those good hitters are going to hit the ball hard. Al McRae, of course, a 2-0 pitch and another line drive for him.
Did that hit
Ended up and out.
Did it hit the heel of his glove or hit his foot? Or the rubber?
Looked to me like it might have hit him in the knee, inside of the knee or the heel of the glove.
Here's Amos Otis. Otis, 9 base hits, 17 times at bat, a .529 average with 2 home runs and 6 runs batted in. After this batter, I'm going to ask Luciano if anybody ever told Renner to do a little more quietly. They're going to check the bat. He's going back. We're going to ask you right now. Anybody ever tell him, hey, let me hit and be quiet?
Hey, when I first started out, I was as loud, if not louder than him. And every batter used to say, "Will you shut up? Keep that down." It drove them crazy. For all pitches, they really yelled. And I had to shut up because they kept telling me, don't do it, don't do it. And I'll tell you, you antagonize the ball players and they get very, very provoked.
Why does he do it then?
He spent so many years in the minor leagues, and down there you've got to dominate. I mean, you've got to let those young kids know that you are boss. And everybody in the minor league does it. He spent 12 years in the minor leagues, so finally when he got up here, he can't change.
He's entitled to it, 12 years in the minor leagues, but what do you mean in the minor leagues they dominate? You guys think you're dictators in the big leagues. 1 strike pitch to Otis. I have to laugh thinking in the minor leagues there'd be 10, 20 people in the stands. He must blow them out of the ballpark when he did that. 2-strike count on Amos Otis. No score, bottom of the 2nd. Missed it. Bat all the way out to the shortstop, Larry Boa. And that's the 3rd strikeout for Bystrom. He swung at that like he had no idea where that ball was.
It was a pretty sharp breaking. It was hard and a real tough breaking pitch, even though it was up.
He threw him very tough, Tony. He threw him a good pitch on the black. The pitch before that comes back another pitch on the back, and you can see how Amos Otis looking at that young pitcher on the mound.
Brings up Clint Hurdle, who was 4 for 9, a .444 average. One strike. 2 outs, nobody on, no score in the bottom of the 2nd. 2 strikes.
One thing we haven't seen during this series that I expected to see more of, Joe, are off-speed pitches, more off-speed pitches, change-ups, straight change-ups, and slow curveballs. Clint Hurdle got a curveball here. Willie Aikens got a straight change on the first pitch of the last inning. There's another off-speed pitch.
Tom, wouldn't you be doing him a favor as we see this shot here by throwing off-speed pitches with it being so hard to see?
When you look at Willie Mays Aikens or you look at Clint Hurdle, you're talking about 2 guys that are dead fastball hitters. And these are guys that you have to change speeds on. You've got to throw the straight change. You have to throw the slow breaking ball. Not only is that a good pitch against them, it's going to help your fastball when you do throw it, especially if you have as good a fastball as Bystrom has.
Outside, 2-2.
A problem with a guy like Bystrom that he could have against the left-handed hitting is the one that the staff has had against Kansas City the first 2 games. If they make a mistake with the breaking pitch, the left-handers can pull it more easily. If they get it in the air, it's going to go on right out of here on that wind.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 2nd, no score. Clint Hurdle. Larry Boa at short. in time. 3 up, 3 down. We complete 2 innings of play here. The score, Philadelphia Phillies, nothing. Kansas City Royals, nothing. And due up for Philadelphia in the top half of the third, it'll be Manny Trio, Larry Boa, and Bob Boone. And we'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
On Today, a special live interview with Muhammad Ali. Even though he lost the heavyweight crown, we haven't seen the last of him. Find out what he's up to now, Monday morning on Today.
A lot of people are saving a lot of money the easy way by changing their own oil with Valvoline. Valvoline has oil change instructions on the back of its cans. Pick up your savings here.
Kmart, Builders Emporium, Dorman's Tire and Auto Supply, Thrifty Mart, Pep Boys, National Lumber and Supply, the Treasury, and Gemco membership department stores.
Do it yourself with Valvoline. It's a smart way to save up to 10 bananas without a lot of monkeying around. Say, haven't I seen you someplace before?
Of California's 422 different banks and savings and loans, none pays higher interest on 26-week $10,000 Treasury certificates than Wells Fargo. What's more, no savings and loan or bank can match Wells Fargo's reward for serious savers. Highest rate on Treasury certificates, first-rate service. Wells Fargo Bank comes through with both.
If your heart says BMW and Mercedes-Benz, but your wallet says they're more than you can afford.
You're better off, you're better off, you're better off with an Audi.
If a Porsche has always been your fantasy car, but a 4-door sedan's what you need.
You're better off, you're better off, you're better off with an Audi. And us.
Make your dream house come true, 7:30 Monday on Fight Back.
Our vantage point is behind home plate, but in center field looks like there's some bugs swirling around. Let's get a report from our expert on bugs, Merle Harmon.
Joe, there may be bugs in center field, but there are none here behind home plate. I know because of the closeness of our lens and our big lens in the center field camera that those of you watching at home probably see those things flying back and forth, but there's none here at home plate. At least it's not bothering the hitter or the pitcher or catcher.
Okay, Merle, first pitch, center field. Amos Otis is there, and there's 1 out.
That's the tough spot. That little looping, soft, semi-line drive in the sun, and Otis had to battle it.
7 men in a row retired by Larry Gura. Brings up Larry Boa. Boa with 7 base hits in 16 times at bat, 438, no home runs, 2 runs batted in. And they play him on the line against well, he's batting right-handed. Hurdle is not as far over in right field as Wilson would be in left field, is what I'm trying to say. First pitch, base hit. There's the first hit of the game.
And Boa leads this series. Stolen base, he's got 3. We told you many times about the surprise steal off Leonard when Phillies were 4 runs down. They played him right. He's a straightaway hitter, more right-handed. Hits it up the middle. From the left side, he hits the ball to left field. Gura's move, I can't remember that it's that good. He changes his rhythm.
Not that good a move, Tony, but he has he holds runners very well. He's got such a kick that they can't tell if he's going home or coming to first base.
That was it right there. You just called it.
Ball 1, Bob Boone. Boa with the first hit for the Phillies. Also leads in stolen bases with 3. They've got a hit-and-run combination up there with Boa on the bases and Boone in the batter's box. No score. Top of the third. 1 out.
Boone could not believe that Willie Wilson caught that ball deep left center field last night, nor could anybody on the bench.
2 balls and no strikes, and could have gone farther.
He won't give you the same look twice. He'll hold the ball, he'll pitch a little quicker, he'll kick the knee 1 time, he'll give you a different head motion. Ruben Amaro, the first base coach, is reading him. And he will relay information, sometimes called time, and talk to his base stealer or base runner. Does it a lot with Lonnie Smith.
There he goes. Swung on. Right field. Hurdle coming hard. Out goes White. Makes the catch. They got a chance for a double play. It'll be an easy one. Boys doubled up. Look where Frank White ended up. Way out in right field.
Stopped between first and second, and then he said there is no way he's going to get it. Then he took off again. This ball is in short right field. Look at the composure he had, the presence, the instinct, call it what you want, to get the ball back in the infield. Ruben Amaro, watch him. Watch Bo's reaction, Tom.
You talked about Frank White's range through the entire series here, Tony, and you can see Larry Bowa doesn't believe it either. He knows he's dead by then. Ruben Amaro at that point was waving him way back, get back to first base, but Larry Bowa knew he was a dead duck.
So, bottom of the third, no score here. Nothing, and due up for Kansas City. Darrell Porter, UL Washington, and Willie Wilson.
I learned to drive in an old Model T that belonged to my dad. We counted on Pennzoil to take care of the engine. Today, Pennzoil does even more, because now it saves gasoline. Pennzoil has added gas savings to its regular multi-weight oils, and they've done it at their regular price. So you don't have to spend extra money to get extra miles.
Gas-saving Pennzoil. Quality in every extra mile.
Introducing an American car designed for a changing world and with a commitment to quality. Introducing the beautifully new Ford Granada. Built with a new design, smaller in size, yet more spacious than ever before. Built with Granada's highest mileage ratings ever. And built with Ford's quality control system. 38 different inspectors examine every single car. The new Granada, built for a changing world from Ford.
Allstate challenges you. Find your homeowner's insurance policy, then bring it in and compare.
I personally accept Allstate's challenge.
Because all homeowners insurance is not alike. Allstate could show you ways to get more for your money.
Allstate's thrown us a challenge. Keep looking.
Allstate homeowners insurance could give you more value for the money. So find your policy and bring it in.
I found it.
You found it? You're in good hands with Allstate. That's a promise.
Darrell Porter leads it off. He is 0 for 10. Ball one. Both ball clubs with one base hit. Brett, the hit for Kansas City. Bowa, the hit for Philadelphia. No score. Bottom of the third. What a play by Frank White. There's his first base hit. Darrell Porter had a pretty good streak during the summer, and he had a groove. Here's that swing at the base hit. Stayed right with it. And he gave his bat to one of his friends. And friend lives a couple hundred miles from here, but when she saw her friend, Darrell Porter, 0 for 10, brought the bat back today and said, here's the good bat. Use this one. And there's the results. His first base hit of the World Series. Porter is on. UL Washington, the batter. Bunted beautifully. Mike Schmidt to first base. Nobody there. Schmidt very wisely and somehow came up, and most third basemen would have let that ball go, and you got maybe one run home. Watch this. How he hung on to this ball, I don't know. Rose started coming in for the bunt, which might have been a mistake, or you could blame Trio, because he was bunting for a base hit. Trio did not have time to react and come over and make the play at first base. It was uncovered, but how he hung onto the ball, I don't know, Joe. And they gave him a base hit on it. UL Washington gets a base hit, and Mike Schmidt wants to talk to the pitcher, and here's another look at that play. Watch this. Rose diagnosed, he comes in. Trio starts springing, but he can't get over in time. So nobody's there, and now there are runners on first and second. Look at Boone, how alertly he went down. You can see him in the back of your picture going down to cover third base. Nobody out. Willie Wilson, he'll be up there bunting. Hitting away. How do you like that? Ball one.
Well, he's not going to hit a double play, that you know, from the left side. The only thing is, he could strike out for you. He's looking down at Gordy McKenzie. There could be a switch.
He has 9 strikeouts in 5 games. Center field. Maddox going back. Tagging up at second is Porter. We're going to have a race. He'll hold. 1 out.
Another reason why he didn't bunt was the man you just mentioned. With Porter on second base, does not run well. You've got a situation where he's thrown out at third. That might not be a bad idea, because then you got Wilson and Washington on the base instead of Porter. You can erase him. He does get thrown out.
Brings up Frank White, who made that fantastic play to get the double play. With real tribute, as you saw our coverage of Boa, who started, saw the ball in the air, stopped, and then said there's no way he's going to get it. Thought it was going to drop, started for second, and then White made the play. Ended up an easy double play. 4-3-1 if you're scoring is the official ruling. It's high, ball 1. Frank White bounced out his first time up. He had a career high in RBIs with 60 this season. Porter at second, UL Washington is at first.
Those shadows, Joe, have moved right into the pitcher's face. Marty Bystrom, when he comes to deliver the ball now, gets a good shot of sunshine right across his eyes as he delivers the ball. It's not really, I don't think, an effect, let's say, his control, but it could affect if he gets a line drive hit back at him.
1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Bottom of the 3rd, no score. There's a good shot of what that sunlight is doing. You can see how low he's wearing that cap. This pitcher's face is completely in the sun. You can see on that shot, popped up. They're calling it an infield fly as Trio hauls it in. So they're 2 away. Now it brings up George Brett. Crossed fingers by the Royals fans. I hope you heard the interview Brett had with Tony about the knockdown pitches. Fouled out a play. He said, I don't know. If you didn't hear it, let me repeat it for you. Something like, I don't know if he threw at me intentionally. I don't care. You're not supposed to be intimidated, and I'm not going to be intimidated by it.
During the season, this man hit .437 against right-handed pitching. His power stats are a lot better. The All-Star game on, he hit .420 against everybody. Is that hot?
He tied for second in the league and runs batted in with 118. He and Ogilvie. Cecil Cooper led with 121. Up there now with Porter at second, UL Washington first, 2 outs. It's inside, it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Brett, incidentally, uses a very famous bat model. Pee Wee Reese told us, a T85. Marv Throneberry's. Marvelous Marv's model.
Well, Marv was like me. He didn't use it too much. He didn't get it damaged. A lot of hits in that bat. Two balls and 1 strike. A George Brett fan. He can't wait to see what happens as we go to the handsome young George Brett. He's got it all going for him. Personality, good looking, and can hit. Bouncing ball. They're going to get out of it. Trio, big hop to Rose. So Bystrom pitches out of it at the end of 3 complete innings. The score here in Kansas City. Philadelphia Phillies nothing. Kansas City Royals nothing. And 2 up in the 4th inning. It'll be Pete Rose, Big McBride, and Mike Schmidt.
Super automotive values from Sears. Weatherwise tires. Sears Best all-weather steel-belted radio. Weatherwise. And now it's on sale. You save 25%. 0 degrees Fahrenheit. 8 hours later, minus 30, and it's still started. The Die Hard, now on sale at our lowest price of the year. Only $49.88 with trade-in, you save $15. At Sears, where America shops for value.
Sears vested 4-piece suit, now on sale for $89.99. Save $40 on the suit you can wear more ways than one. You get a handsome jacket and a good-looking reversible vest, 2 pairs of slacks. Wear it as a suit, sports outfit, with a vest, without a vest, with the vest reversed. Get this handsome dress shirt, now $9.99, save $3. 6 great looks in 1 great suit, just $89.99. Oh, dress shirt, $9.99. At Sears, where America shops for value.
Where in the world are we? Now, what's this place?
Welcome to the last place on earth.
Look at all this.
Dear?
Like my boutique. Cute.
Yeah, we just have traveler's checks.
Citicorp?
Yes.
Love them.
Imagine Citicorp travelers' checks are even accepted in the last place on earth.
Our lucky day.
Travel the world with us. Citicorp traveler's checks.
Next Sunday, start your day with NFL 80, followed by exciting regional action featuring the Steelers-Browns battle. Check local listings for the game in your area.
So, our Goodyear blimp, once again, America. There she is, and our pilot, Captain Don Woolley, giving us this great shot of the Harry S. Truman Sports Complex, Arrowhead Stadium, and Royal Stadium. Pete Rose will lead it off. He hit the first pitch right back to Gura. It was an easy out. Pete is 3 for 16 in this series. Strike one.
And Brett Nakin's at the corners for Kansas City looking for a bunt. Pete forces him in by faking. As you said, yes, he doesn't bunt a whole lot, though.
Going inside, 1-1. There's a shot of the corners.
I tell you, Tony, in 14 years, I don't think I've ever seen Pete Rose bunt when he was hitting right-handed.
It's outside.
So what could happen there is Petey Rose Jr. Quite a show you did with him yesterday afternoon. That was a bunch of fun. You can tell the folks when we have time.
He's something, I'll tell you that kid. 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. Did his show with Harry Blackstone. Magician. And Petey Rose, there he is. Right back up to middle. Off the glove. White has it. It is in time.
We've seen a good example of what happens when a pitcher gets behind. Marty Bystrom got behind Hal McRae. He hit a line drive, and here's Pete swinging at a 3-1 fastball. It had a good chance of taking Larry Gura's right arm off. And like McRae, deflected right to the second baseman, and the pitcher gets an out of it.
That's an excellent play for anyone. Frank White, as soon as the ball is hit, your reaction is, even before it's hit, you're moving to the right on that ball, up the middle. And then you've got to reverse ground and reshuffle your feet and make a good play as he did.
Here's Big McBride, bunts it. Gura's going to get it. Flips to Akins, 2 outs. Safe, safe, he missed the bag. He did a tap dance and missed the bag twice. And the first base umpire, Nick Bremigan, now Gura is checking. He's saying he got the corner. But you can see Akins really doing a Fred Astaire down there and never could find the bag.
Gura makes a good fielding play. He saw it coming, and this is a tough play for a left-hander, but watch the foot. He's looking down at his toe. Up. He knew he missed it the first time. What they're arguing is that he touched it before.
Tie.
We're going to ask Ron Luciano when we have a chance about those ties at first base. There's an old expression we use in our neighborhood, maybe in yours too, Joe, as we look at the play again. A tie goes to the runner. I don't know if that's true or not.
No such thing as a tie, Tony. The rule book says if the ball beats you, you're out, and if you beat the ball, you're safe. No such thing as a tie.
Outside ball. And hey, Ronnie, I just want to ask you, we always hear about you guys in your replays. You saw it on a replay. What'd you think?
I thought it was a tie. Whether there's no such thing as a tie. No, I gotta say Nick Bremigan was right, because he was behind it and the front foot gets it, the foot closest to you. That's what they teach you in school. The foot closest to you, you give it to him.
Strike one, 1 ball, 1 strike, meaning the foot closest to the umpire.
That's right. And in that case, it wasn't Willie's. So Nick went against the rule book. Nice going, Nick.
I thought I'd bring that up. The closest foot to him was Aikens, and he gave it to McBride. But then again, Luciano's favorite color is plaid. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, no score. They've had a lot of bang-bang plays at first base. There was an error on Aikens, give the assist to the pitcher. Error on Aikens, the official ruling. Nice play by Darrell Porter. Want to look at the ball now. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out.
Now with the pitcher and the batter all in the shade, it is still not perfect because there is a real glare off the center field fence. But I think it's a little better right now to hit. Still not ideal conditions.
He didn't get it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You know, we keep talking about this sun, and we've been showing these Fall Classic flashbacks, and we're going to show you more as we go along. That sun coming across, I think, of Billy Lowe's. Remember, he lost a ground ball in the sun, he said. At a World Series, you just flash back, and I look forward to them, and I know you will, our flashbacks. We'll have more for you. We got a list of them. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, no score. We're in the 4th.
Good shot. You see exactly what McBride's seen, the move from Gura. There's the foot action you talked about, Tom. A lot of pitchers cheat and step halfway between home plate and the first base bag, the left-handers. Gura tries to do it with knee action, head movement, and steps pretty much directly toward first base. He did that time.
Well hit. Center field. Otis is going back near the warning track. It is a home run. 2-0 Phillies. There are some Philly fans here, but right now, a little quiet here at Royal Stadium as Mike Schmidt hits his 2nd home run of this series, and the Phillies lead 2-0.
Well, Tom, Mike Schmidt talked about moving off the plate so he can extend those arms more, and the first pitch to him was inside. They tried to jam him, he laid off, and then they went away, and Schmidt really extended the arms.
Well, Mike Schmidt, you're looking at one of the strongest hitters in the major leagues. And if you give him a chance to extend those arms, he's definitely going to hurt you. Gura threw him 5 pitches. Of the 5 pitches he threw to Mike Schmidt, 4 of them fastballs, and that one he got out of over the plate and hit it a long way.
1 strike on Luzinski. Nice play by Brett. Backhand, long throw. Beautiful. He gets a nice play.
Well, we have seen some inconsistent play from both clubs, but we have seen plays like this also. The Frank Whites, the Willie Wilsons, Brett. We've seen Rose make some beauties. Maddox, a great catch against the wall in one of the first 2 games. Brett made it look easy. Boy, you get that nice hop. Look at him. Look at the movement. The first step, important, the crossover. He looked the ball right into his glove. Knew he had time because it was hit hard, and Luzinski was running. Pretty to watch.
Moreland didn't mean to swing down the right field line. Coming over fast, hurdle, and no one can get it. Strike 1. 2-0. The Phillies lead a 2-run homer by Mike Schmidt. So the error for Kansas City costly. We're off tomorrow, and then it's back to Philadelphia Tuesday night. We'll be on 8 o'clock Eastern time. Rich Gale for Kansas City, Carlton for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Mike Schmidt with a 2-run home run. That's Gus Heffling, the man in the up right-hand corner. The ball grows to Schmidt's left. This is Moreland, the DH. Turned over a pitch, took something off. Many times, Gura, when he takes something off that little sinker he throws, it will look almost like a screwball and move away from the right-handed hitter. Moreland in this case. 2 strikes with 2 outs.
2 strikes. 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs in. Larry Gura against Keith Moreland.
First 2 ball games, in Philadelphia, the Phillies were really opportunists. They took advantage of all the mistakes of Kansas City and made their own breaks. They didn't in Game 3 when they left 15 men on, but the errors you mentioned, they took advantage of today.
George Brett makes the play. That ends the inning, but the Phillies pick up a lead 2-0 as we look at Frank White, who's made some great defensive plays. We've had some by Trio, which reminds me of your friend Bobby Richardson, who was in the ballpark today. Remember 1962 when McCovey hit the line drive? Listen to Mal Allen.
Ralph Terry on the mound for the Yankees, 2 out, bottom of the 9th inning, 7th game of the World Series. Willie McCovey at bat, runners on second and third. A line drive hit right at Bobby Richardson as he grabs it. The World Series is over in one of the most heart-thumping finishes in World Series history. 1-0 New York. The Yankees win the series 4 games to 3.
Take it easy. You know, I was known for working long and hard during training camp. Why, even after my teammates were asleep, I'd still be out practicing my moves, and that's still important. So I drink light beer from Miller. Light tastes great. It's got 1/3 less calories than a regular beer, and the best thing is it's less filling. Because listen, I still train the same way as the old days. Practice, practice, practice.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
This is for you. An invitation to pivot. This is the Gillette Atra Invitation Razor. Its twin blades keep the perfect shaving angle because of this, the Atra Pivot. It gives you a better shave than any razor that can't pivot. And now you can pick up this Gillette Atra razor for under $1.50. But hurry, this offer to pivot is for a limited time only, so run out before we do.
This camera is not for everybody. This is for somebody who likes the best. Naturally, I have one. A single lens reflex that will focus itself with sound waves. It's just plain hard to take a bad picture, but then who wants a bad picture? You view right through the picture-taking lens, and the camera automatically hands you a beautifully sharp picture, even in close. No other camera could do that. Polaroid's SX70 sonar. This one's mine, but they have one for you.
There it is. Harry S. Truman Sports Complex here in Mid-America, and what a beautiful sight. And these Kansas City fans love their Royals. And here is Willie Aikens. Slow curveball, a beauty.
I think the Phillies have finally found out that Willie Aikens can hit the hard stuff, and 4 home runs have all been on fastballs and good hard sliders. And both times Day's been up, he's seen 2 off-speed pitches. There's another one. First time up, he got a good straight change. The first time up this time, he gets a slow curveball. I think he made believers out of them, but not till he got 4 home runs.
There's another one. 3 off-speed pitches in a row, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And there's a lady who, well, she's going to keep knitting while she roots for her Royals. Baseball fans come in all sizes and shapes. He didn't fool him that time. Base hit. He took it to the opposite field. Everything was off speed, and Willie said, I can hit that. You throw the rosin bag, I'll hit that.
He got the ball upstairs, but I think the Phillies might be surprised because I've seen it before. He's a straightaway or left center field hitter. When you go off speed, he can pull the ball. Many guys who, as we look at him again, who hit the fastball or hard stuff almost straight away, they can wait a little bit longer for the breaking stuff. And he is a good hitter. He knows how to adjust, and if they keep doing that, he will adjust to that also.
So Aikens is on, nobody out. Here's McRae, hit the ball hard his first time up, pulls it foul for strike 1, hit it off the pitcher, went to the second baseman. Trio made a good play. Aikens is now 8 for 17. Willie Aikens.
We told you before that he came off severe knee surgery. They reconstructed his whole knee at the end of last year, and he had a very slow start, but when he started hitting, he tore this league apart with 98 runs batted in.
1 ball, 1 strike. No outs. Philadelphia 2, Royals nothing. We're in the 4th. An error on McBride and a home run by Schmidt, and the Phillies had 2 runs. High fly ball, right field. Should be no problem. Well, tonight we have a special family episode of Chips watching John help a young Indian boy protect wildlife from deadly poachers. And then they murdered his wife and his child. Now he's riding for revenge. Clint Eastwood is the outlaw Josie Wales, starting 8 o'clock Eastern time here on NBC.
Rose down at first base, not holding Willie Mays Aikens. He's behind him, protecting the hole.
1 strike. Check that baseball.
Joe, there was another little bit of controversy about the pitcher on the mound just before the championship series and playoffs. He would not have been eligible for the championship series or the playoffs. They deactivated Lurch and Espinosa, and they were upset because they were with the club all year, and they had appealed to the league president, commissioner, and he made Bystrom eligible.
2 strikes to count. The on-deck batter is Clint Hurdle. There he is. 1 man out. Otis was out on strikes his first time up. Just missed inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Tom, this kid, they always talk about a young kid who knows how to pitch. This kid has a command of that strike zone when he's in his groove.
Very good command and control of his pitches, and he also is working with a very good catcher back there, a guy that knows how to call a game and will work both sides of the plate, too. Bob Boone is very experienced and very knowledgeable on how to work his pitching staff.
Well hit, base hit, left field. Aikens, round second, he'll hold. Otis looked like he might have jumped on a high curveball.
Amos Otis struck out the first time up on 3 pitches, Tony. 3 perfect pitches. The first 2 pitches up this time were perfect pitches. And then a ball inside, and there's the mistake, and that's the mark of the good hitter. The hitter that hits the pitcher's mistake. That's the first pitch that's been a mistake that Otis has seen from Bystrom.
So the Royals have the tying runs on base. Aikens at second. Otis is at first. 1 man out. Hurdle pulls it foul. Strike 1, an off-speed pitch. I don't know if that's the scouting report or if Bystrom has developed a romance, because you pitchers, you do fall in love with the off-speed pitches.
Well, it depends on who the hitter is, Joe, and I think the scouting report on Hurdle and Aikens are good, dead fastball hitters. And there's an example of throwing the first pitch off speed and coming back with a fastball over the inside half of the plate, and the hitter is taken by surprise. That's pretty good pitching right there, and that's, I think a lot of it goes credit to the catcher behind the plate as well as the young pitcher on the mound.
2 strikes on Hurdle, 1 out. Tying runs are on. Aikens at second. Otis is at first. 2-0 Phillies lead. Bottom of the 4th. Outside. Booney is setting him up for something. That pitch is working. Wasn't that far off. He can go either way. He can go with a fastball or he can go with the off-speed pitch. Let's see what he does.
Sophomore center field camera after the signs. Watch where he points when he wants the ball.
Fastball inside, looks like.
Outside.
Got him. You saw him shift outside if Hurdle was kind of looking or peeking, and then that target was inside. Booney does a good job, and Hurdle is out on strikes. Watch him now. See him go outside, but that ball, now he'll go back inside, because that's where he's signaled. Good piece of catching. Sometimes that gets lost. That's a 4th strikeout for Bystrom. There are 2 outs. And here is Porter, who got his first base hit of the series his last time up. Strike 1. Aikens is at second. Otis is at first.
This game much more critical for the Royals than for the Phillies for them to win. They faced lefty after an off day, Carlton, and they're going back to Philadelphia for 2.
Curveball misses. 1 ball and 1 strike.
In fact, it goes right back to before this first game in Philadelphia. When you go into the away town in a short series, you want to come out of there with at least a split. and Kansas City had a chance for a split. They had a 4-0 lead in one ballgame with Leonard. They lost it. Green, Bobby Wine down in the left-hand corner, and Herm Starrett, the pitching coach.
Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
There's a little bit of a play starting to develop that I can see right now between Boone, the catcher, and Boa, the shortstop, who they are seeing daylight between Akins, who's trying to get a good jump off second base. And if there's a lot of daylight, Boa's going to sneak behind him, and they're going to throw behind him.
Right to Pete Rose, line drive. Porter lines to Rose. That ends the inning, so the Royals do not score. We complete 4 innings here, and the score, the Philadelphia Phillies 2, the Royals nothing. And 2 up for the Phillies. In the 5th, it'll be Gary Maddox, Manny Trio, Larry Boa. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
They killed his wife, they killed his child, and now he rides for revenge.
Clint Eastwood is the outlaw Josie Wales Sunday.
Everybody's getting in shape. Legs, heart, lungs. But don't stop there. Teeth need a fitness program too. And that's the coming thing. Already, thousands of companies have their employees enrolled in California Dental Service plans. They choose their own dentist, and California Dental Service helps to pay. It's important. It's a smile. California Dental Service.
At Budget Rent-A-Car, you're #1.
I'm sure glad I switched to Budget. Their low rates really save me money, and Budget's located right inside most airports, so it's just as fast and convenient.
At Budget, you're #1.
When my company told me to rent from Budget, I thought I'd have to give up the service I'm used to just to save money. But frankly, Budget, you won me over.
At Budget, you're #1.
The Spinners rock with Tony Tennille, Monday at 3:30.
Well, the Royals have runners on first and second. And this line shot by Darryl Porter with that newly found bat. He's got 1 base hit, but Rose spikes the ball, and that's why some people don't care for Pete in the away cities. You don't like Pete until he gets to your town and he plays for you. Then you love what he can do for your ball club.
They had a sign up here that says, Pete Rose, grow up. And I'll never forget, he was on a talk show, and somebody said, Pete, you grew up in Cincinnati. And he jumped in and said, no, no, no. I lived in Cincinnati. I have never grown up.
We are in game number 5 of the 1980 World Series. Each team has won 2. Phillies 2 in their home ballpark, Veterans Stadium, Kansas City. 2 games here. Gary Maddox facing Gura, drill but pull foul in the left field corner. 1 strike on Maddox. It'll be Maddox, Trio, and Boa to face Larry Gura.
There's the shadow on Hurdle. Look at that. Look at the size, the length of it.
Way inside, he moved him off the plate, 1-1. Philadelphia scored in the 4th. After a ground out by Rose, McBride tried to bunt. Gura made the play, turned it over. 2 balls and 1 strike. Gura made the play, but Akins, as we look at Jimmy Fry, could not find the bag. McBride beat it out. Then Schmidt got a ball out over the plate and drilled it high and pretty far to right center field. So it's 2-0, the Phillies over the Royals. Left center field, deep, Willie Wilson with that great speed. He just outruns balls right at the 385 mark. So he's the 4th fastest man in his neighborhood, huh, Joe?
I'd like to meet those other 3 guys and shake hands with him. Watch this play. He simply outruns it. And I want to say this, a tremendous amount of pressure on the young man because he is a disruptive force, and everybody says, and look at him continue to go after that ball. He has not been hitting. He's been striking out a lot. And yet he's made 1 great catch after another. Here's a real good look at him. He's got it in sight all the way, goes right to the wall. He hasn't dogged it because he's not hitting it. That's the tribute and the real test of the good ball player.
Now with 1 out, it's Manny Trio. Outside with a breaking pitch. Phillies 2, Royals nothing. The Royals have 5 hits, the Phillies 2. The Royals have committed that costly error. And Schmidt jumped on a fastball for the home run. We're in the top of the 5th with 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out. Trio, the hitter, facing Gura. Loops it out to right field. Hurdle, battle the sun. And it is getting a lot worse now for the right fielder than earlier in the ball game. But he did battle the sun and make the catch.
An off-speed pitch by Larry Gura. Manny Trio got way out in front. You can see how he got his balance out on his front foot. Clint Hurdle fighting the sun. Gets behind it, and that is a very difficult sun field for an outfielder to play.
Boy, you can see that sun glaring in his glasses. Boa jumps on the first pitch, left center field. Otis over, Wilson over. Either one can get it. Nice running catch by Amos Otis. So, Larry Gura, 3 fly balls, 3 up, 3 down inning. He gets Philadelphia. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th here in Kansas City at Royal Stadium with a score. The Phillies 2, the Royals nothing. And there's Amos Otis. 2 fine defensive outfielders, Wilson and Amos Otis, merge. They retire the side. So that's it for the top of the 5th. 2-0 Phillies over the Royals. 2 up. UL Washington, Willie Wilson, Frank White. A lot of speed.
You're the Pepsi generation, the spirit of today. And with every taste of life that's new, well, that Pepsi spirit shines right through. It's that Pepsi spirit. Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in. Catch that Pepsi spirit. Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in. Mustang.
Sleek, sure-footed, aerodynamic. That's Mustang, a thoroughbred with a taste for the sporting life. Ride the wind in a world of rich, inviting interiors with the kind of high gas mileage you might not expect from such a high-spirited car.
Mustang!
Mustang, America's most popular sports car. From the world of better ideas at Ford.
On Games People Play, it's Anchors Away at the Bathtub Regatta, plus an escape attempt from the tracks of a roller coaster, Thursday.
One thing you didn't see in that last promo for Games People Play is the tug-of-war. The wives of the Phillies against the wives of the Kansas City Royals. We were out here, and I'll tell you something, you're going to enjoy it. These ladies were really battling, and I'm not going to tell you who wins, but it was quite a battle.
Well, that little dining area upstairs through those nice glass makes it comfortable. It plays havoc with the hot dog concession. Those people are watching this game in style. UL Washington, the number 9 hitter, Willie Wilson, Frank White. It's Marty Bystrom riding a shutout. Phillies 2, Royals nothing, bottom of the 5th. A Mike Schmidt 2-run home run after the air by Akins, who's had a great series offensively with 4 home runs, a triple, a game-winning RBI. Look out, Bystrom. Single by UL Washington right up the middle on the first pitch. Speed is on the bases, and Wilson comes to the plate. Washington 2 for 2 in the ball game. This telecast is presented by authority of Major League Baseball and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is prohibited. Willie Wilson struck out in the first. 9th strikeout for him in this World Series. Flied out in the 3rd. Washington at first with nobody out. Bottom of the 5th, 2-0 Phillies over the Royals. Tom, do you have in your scouting report, and having seen Bystrom about his move, does he hold runners on well?
Herb Starrett says he has a fairly decent move to first base, but this big high leg kick, there's a good shot of a very quick move to first base. Very good. But his big high leg kick is slow delivery to home plate. And if the runners can get a jump, it takes Bystrom a long time to deliver the ball to Boone.
He does have a good snap throw. He almost jumps and pivots on both feet. Louis Tiant has that kind of move. The American League. Schmidt close at 3rd for Wilson's great speed. UL Washington on your split screen to the right. Chop hits him in the batter's box. 1 strike. Marty Bystrom, just 21 years of age.
Bystrom, a big man, 6'5", 200 pounds, just 22 years old. It's a very quick move, and you know, Ron Luciano, that almost could be considered a balk, it seems like, in the National League.
Yes, that is a National League balk, but in the American League, that's not a balk. You're allowed to jump. And they're playing American League Park, so it cannot be called a balk.
which I've got to wonder if you're going to play one set of rules in the National, one set of rules in the American. What do you do in the World Series?
We got a DH rule. We're playing in the American League Park, so we're using the American League rules. And that is not a balk.
Well, it says you've got to step directly toward the bag to which you're going to throw it. He is stepping with his right foot first, and then you can't step directly to the bag with your right foot if you move it first. Anyway, 2 strikes on Wilson. Shot, it's going to be trouble. Schmidt makes it stop, but couldn't hold on. He might have had the force at second base. No chance for Wilson. He might have had a force on UL. UL also had a good jump time. So, nobody out. 2 fast men out. Frank White coming up.
I don't believe he'd had a chance at anybody, Tony. Willie Wilson, this is what he's been wanting to do the entire series. Just put the ball in play to the left side. Mike Schmidt went a long way to his left, but I still don't think he'd had a shot at UL Washington at second base.
You can see the disgust of Schmidt, but he would have had to make an outstanding play with that speed on the bases. He ran a long way to try and flag it down, Joe.
Tony, in the 3rd inning, they had the first 2 runners on, and Wilson was the batter. They did not bunt. They're trailing by 2. Nobody out. First 2 runners are on. Let's see how he plays it this time. I would think he'd be bunting right here. I think he has to bunt.
Schmidt and Rose are charging. He squares around. He's got a perfect bunt. It's going to be trouble. Schmidt just gets him by a stride, and Trio has his foot stepped down at first base. But White does his job, advancing the runners to second and third. What a play by Schmidt. A perfect bunt by Frank White. Trio still hobbling around. He's got the ball as time is out. Don't know if he got kicked or stepped on.
He makes Schmidt handle that ball. He got it by the pitcher, and I thought it might be a base hit too, and it was a do or die, and grammatically it's wrong, but effectively he'd do it.
You've seen the Royals test Mike Schmidt at third base. He's made 2 fine plays. One here when he throws the ball, the play earlier in the game when he held on to it. Mike, for a big man, an outstanding third baseman.
I'll tell you, he is something, and Frank White deadened that ball perfectly. Gets him by a full stride. Now it is George Brett. I'll tell you, the play that Schmidt knocked the ball down on Willie Wilson, that might have been a second and third situation, because Wilson, UL can run. He makes an outstanding play right here. But Brett, who was single to right in the first, stole a base and grounded out on a good sinker from Bystrom in the third.
Schmidt and Boone going to have a meeting. You have first base open, but the situation in the bunt is the big play right here so far, because Brett, first base is open, but you got your cleanup man coming up. It's 2-0.
I think one thing here is that you have to find out exactly what you're going to do. I'm surprised that Herm Starrett or Dallas Green has not come out of the Philly dugout. So Bystrom knows exactly what he wants to do. You're either going to pitch to Brett or you're going to walk him. You're not going to pitch around him. He's too good a hitter to pitch around. You either go after him or you walk him and load the bases and go for a double play and get Akins up there.
That's Akins on deck right now. I think one of the reasons neither came out from the dugout, they relayed some information through Boone and Schmidt, veterans who can handle the situation. They didn't want to waste a trip and then have to take him out the second. But now it's Brett with 2 men on. Phillies lead 2-0 at the bottom of the 5th. 1 strike, said Dutch Renner. George Brett, outstanding with men on base. 1 ball, no strike to Brett. Out of play, 1-1. 1 out.
I think to put in focus when you're catching, the worst thing that you can have happen is to have a manager, and they say it in many different ways, but it always comes out the same. Don't walk him. Don't give him anything good to hit. Now, if he hits a bad ball, you don't even have a chance to say anything to the manager. You're a bunion head as soon as you step in the dugout.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Phillies lead 2-0. Runners on second and third for the Royals, and Brett the hitter. He'll score 1. Trio over to Rose. UL Washington scores. It is 2-1. Willie Wilson goes to third. And we'll keep Willie Wilson as UL Washington gets the congratulations. He started off this inning with a single up the middle. And now Bystrom will have to make a decision. If he pitch from the stretch, will Wilson destroy his concentration to the most important man, Willie Mays Akins at home plate? Will he take his windup? RBI for Brett. First Royals run in game number 5. Wilson decoying off third base. Bystrom will pitch from a windup. Akins with 2 outs. Slider too high, 1 ball.
I think one of the factors on the lead by Wilson will be how deep Mike Schmidt and how far off he has to play. Farther off and the farther back, the bigger lead that Wilson can get.
Schmidt at third is way off. 2-0.
You know, Tony, the point here with Wilson coming off third base, trying to distract Marty Bystrom. Pete Rose is going to go up and have a talk with Bystrom now. Many hitters don't like to see that runner jockeying up and down the line. Not only does it disrupt the pitcher, it disrupts the hitter's concentration at home plate.
Especially a left-handed hitter, because he is looking out of the corner of his eye. The shot that you see right here at Wilson. Watch Wilson jockeying with Schmidt way off. Rose came in to say, hey, the man you look for is the hitter. Forget that, Wilson. Good breaking ball when he's behind 2-0. Now it's 2-1. Big pitch by Bystrom. When 2-0, Akins has got to be sitting on a fastball. That shows what this kid can do. At 21 years of age, throw a breaking ball when he's behind. McRae, the on-deck hitter. That is Wilson, lower left. 3-1. Bystrom has gone to the stretch. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Phillies 2, Royals 1. The bottom of the 5th. He walks him with a 3-1 pitch. And now the Royals have runners on first and third of McRae.
This is a good piece of pitching, I think, Tony. A 3-1 count. You don't give in to the hitter. You come in hard, way inside, and you throw that breaking ball again. The hottest hitter in the Royal lineup is that man, Willie Akins. So put him on first. Okay, you're putting the go-ahead run on first, but still you've got a right-hander and a right-hander now with 2 outs.
Now it's McRae who lined off Bystrom's glove or leg, was thrown out and then flied out to center field. Wilson at third, Akins at first, 2 outs. Fly ball, right field corner. Bate McBride going to the foul pole. It is going to go. He got that ball. He made a great catch between the foul line and the stands and crashed into the wall to help Bystrom out and strand 2 runners.
Here's a look at it. He's looking for the wall. He gets right next to it and really makes a great catch. It seemed to be a
hit the wall. That ball hit the wall. It looked like it scooted off the side of the wall.
I don't think so. Not the way I saw it.
All right, we'll get a chance to see it again. I don't know when, but we will. But that looked like it skidded along the side of the wall.
Let's watch it and see it from this angle.
The right field foul line umpire is Don Dinkinger.
No, not for me.
All right, gotcha. Gotcha.
There's a good look. Harry Coyle leaves nothing unanswered.
Wait a second. We're going to slow that down again because we have a difference of opinion up here between Joe and me. Watch her again. It is a tough play.
No, sir.
All right.
No, sir. Not for me.
Well, we cannot tell by the replay because I still differ with you, Joe. I think it may have caught the wall, and I'm saying may have now. I'm lessening.
I'm watching that play right there, and for me, it didn't hit the wall. Hit in his glove, and he closed it.
All right, regardless, McRae is retired. They strand 2. Runners on first and third. The score here in Royal Stadium in game number 5, Phillies 2, Royals 1. Royals with 7 base hits, Phillies 2. Larry Gura on the mound. There's your line score. After 5, he made a good play. He made an excellent play because he was playing McRae in right center field. Right now, we're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This was America, 7:30 Wednesday on KNBC Los Angeles.
Well, we're back here in Royal Stadium, where each team has won 2 ball games. The Phillies won the first 2 in Veterans Stadium. Royals won the first 2 here. Right now, the Phillies have a 2-1 lead over the Royals as we go to the top of the 6th. A Mike Schmidt 2-run home run in the 4th. You saw the run a moment ago. Washington single to lead it off. Wilson single off Schmidt's glove. White sacrifice. Brett, a ground out, drove home the run. But then a fine catch by McBride in the right field corner. May have saved some more runs. Bob Boone, Pete Rose, Bate McBride. 1 strike to Boone. He hit into a double play in the 3rd. Breaking ball hit hard to right center field. Hurdle cuts it off, so Boone is held to a single. Now it'll be Pete Rose, who has grounded out twice.
The first baseman, Pete Rose.
Well, that discussion we had about whether or not that ball caromed off the wall or not proves the point we've said often, and umpires have too, that replays can fool you. I don't think they lie too much. Tell the truth most of the times, but some of the times they fool you.
No, people lie. Machines don't lie.
Rose. Boone at first. Squares away, 1 strike. Now, I think it's interesting. I've talked to our director, Harry Coyle, about it on that play where you saw that little trailer on the ball because some of the lens speeds are not fast enough. Just saw the little white trailer on that thing, and it was deceiving. 1 strike to Rose. We're in the top of the 6th. Boone's at first. Gura the pitcher. Off the glove, it'll be 2. Rose hits it hard, right into the glove of Gura. An excellent fielder. He has shown that 3 times today. Larry Gura says, yeah, I got it, but I'm not so sure how. So they double off Boone. 2 outs.
The book on Larry Gura that season, excellent fielding pitcher. Here again, Pete Rose, just like last time, hits the ball very hard up the middle and an easy double play for him.
Watch Aikens tag the bag and what he does. Right in the middle and looks right at the umpire. Are you looking, Mr. Umpire? Beautiful.
There's another shot of a dead duck. Bob Boone, look at him. Boom. There's, just like Larry Boa earlier in the game, no chance to get back to first base.
What Joe was talking about earlier, back in the 4th inning before Schmidt's home run, a bunt that Gura fielded threw to Aikens, and he missed the bag. That set up Schmidt's 2-run home run. 1 strike on Bake McBride. There are 2 outs.
I tell you, for young pitchers, Larry Gura's follow-through and the way he plants his feet in perfect balance is a great lesson for the youngsters.
Breaking ball. He pulled the string, goes 1-1. Larry Gura, he is a super athlete. Was a good swimmer, high school and college, Arizona State. Slider popped up, left side. Brett will be waved away. Look out! Willie Wilson came from left center field and almost ran UL Washington over. He really let out his speed that time. UL makes a nice play.
They've got tremendous speed on this ball club, and you only refer to it as base runners, but on defense, look at this. UL makes the play. Right there is Willie Wilson, who could have made the play in the same way on a deep fly ball to left center field. Otis could have caught it, or Wilson.
Well, going to the bottom of the 6th here at Royal Stadium. Phillies 2, Royals 1. It'll be Amos Otis, Clint Hurdle, Darrell Porter due up for Kansas City.
You know, it's really gratifying to see so many guys today enjoying tobacco without lighting up. Just like me, they've gone smokeless. Now, I'm kind of partial to Skoal with the wintergreen flavor. Or for straight tobacco taste, try Copenhagen. Or Mild Happy Day.
Great if you're just starting out.
There you go. But whichever, just a pinch between your cheek and gum is all it takes. So try going smokeless. You're going to like it.
Good luck, Jim. Thanks, Mom.
Somebody's gonna hire themselves the best little artist this side of the Mississippi.
I hope so.
Spread your wings, fly away. Nothing's all that far.
What you looking for? My first job. Oh, Flight 117. You're going my way. Come on.
Follow the sunshine. Reach for a star.
I've got a safe place for this. It's only your career, right? Right.
Feeling that the wind's behind you.
That's me. Yeah. You want it? Hey, that's great. You're really good. Anything I can get you? How about a job down there? Oh, I think you're gonna do just fine. You know how to get downtown? Here.
That's what friendly skies are all about.
Midtown Manhattan, 285 Madison Avenue between 40th and 41st. Take the tunnel.
Yes, ma'am. Fly the friendly skies.
Royal Stadium in the heartland of America. Kansas City. This World Series tied at 2 games apiece. Amos Otis, Clint Hurdle, Darrell Porter, bottom of the 6th. All the fans here, we hope you at home are enjoying this World Series. 2-1, Phillies over the Royals. Man you mentioned a while ago, Bobby Richardson in the ballpark, my farmer roommate. Otis has 10 hits. It is 3 short of Richardson's record of 13 in a 7-game series. Renner, 1 strike. Billy Martin in a 6-game series with the 53 Yankees had 12 base hits. Otis has had an excellent World Series thus far. Otis struck out, single left in the 4th, and a high breaking pitch.
Otis takes a lot of time to get in the box, Tony. Gets out, fiddles with his feet, fiddles his gloves, makes sure his pine tar is right. There's no hurry to get in there and hit.
1 strike, Marty Bystrom. Breaking ball hit deep to left field. He hung a curveball. Lazinski is tied at 2.
We talked about Otis earlier. The last time up, he got a high breaking ball and hit it for a base hit. The first mistake he got, and here's another high breaking ball. Another mistake, and this time a home run. The mark of the good hitter is when he does not miss a mistake that the pitcher throws up there.
Tom, the first part of the season coming off that finger injury that Otis had, there's the score, 2 apiece in the bottom of the 6th. He was missing those pitches. He couldn't hold on to the bat. But he finished off fairly strongly. He has 3 home runs in this World Series. There have been 11 hit. The Royals have hit 8. Drill to right center field past Trio. So Hurdle is on. Mr. and Mrs. Ewing Kauffman. Muriel. When this franchise started, Mr. Kauffman said, I will supply the money. There is Dallas Green, Bobby Wine to the left, and Herm Starrett. Kauffman supplied the money. He got a bunch of business people here, a unique organization. The Royal Lancers said, if you will go out and sell season tickets, I'll put up the dough. You can see how many people come to this ballpark. Nobody out, 2-2 ball game. Hurdle at first, Porter the hitter. 1 ball in the barrel. That imbalance in home runs, Tommy, and Philadelphia has some power hitters, but it is surprising to most. Snap throw that I think the Royals should be out homering the Phillies at this point. Because they haven't been a home run team all year long, the Royals. They've been an extra base team. They hit these alleys in this big park. Ground ball could be through. Try for third, McBride's throw. Overthrows Boa. He is safe. Runners at first and third with nobody out. The Philadelphia bullpen's been busy. Here's the base hit to right field, and Hurdle sees it and judges Bake McBride as far as coming to the ball and makes up his own mind to go to third. It's closer than it really looks. Good decoy by Mike Schmidt.
A good example of just following yesterday, Hal McRae was very aggressive on the bases, and Clint Hurdle takes it up right here, stretches all the way around to third base on the single for right field by Porter. Very good decoy by Schmidt at third base. He's very good at that. He'll wait till the last second to go get the ball.
A lot of times base runners will look at that infielder's eyes to see which way that ball is coming and then slide towards his eyes in that direction. Bystrom is going to have to leave the game. Dallas Green is making a pitching change.
Well, we're in the bottom of the 6th. We've got a 2-2 ball game. And Hurdle sprints for third. We're going to leave you for a moment with the score here in Royal Stadium. All tied up at 2.
Reaching your financial goal is never as simple as some people would have you believe. You have to know exactly where you're going and make the right decisions at the right time. At Merrill Lynch, it's our skill at guiding you through the intricacies of investing that makes us what we are. Merrill Lynch, a breed apart.
You need your knife! Knife!
That's nice.
You need your knife? That's nice. That's nice.
Riuniti is America's best-loved imported wine. Red, white, and rosé.
Riuniti. Oh, nice.
That's nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trouble spots like these are what separate Gillette Atra from all ordinary razors. The reason? The Atra pivot. It keeps the blades at a perfect shaving angle, giving you a better shave than any razor that can't pivot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many more reasons do you need? Gillette Atra, the pivot makes it better.
Gillette, when it comes to shaving, we give you the edge.
Next Sunday, start your day with NFL 80, followed by exciting regional action featuring the Steelers-Browns battle. Check local listings for the game in your area.
We're back at Royal Stadium. You're not number one yet. You're number one in the American League, but not yet in the world. But they sure are enthusiastic here as they were in Philadelphia. And we'll be coming back for game number 6 after an off day tomorrow. Philadelphia. New pitcher is Ron Reed. He appeared in game number 2 for the Phillies. The 9th inning and struck out 2. Hurdle is at third. Porter is at first base. UL Washington, the hitter. Porter's hit the ball hard 3 times. 2 singles to right and a line out to Rose. Washington 2 for 2 with 1 run scored. Fly ball left field. Hurdle will tag up. Luzinski will have to go to second base as Porter was tagging up. Here comes Hurdle. Royals lead 3-2. I think Clint Hurdle isn't charged up playing his first World Series, as most of these players are. Only 5 on both teams have World Series experience. Willie Wilson fakes a bunt. Snap throw, but not in time. Porter, the base runner at first base. It's a 3-2 ball game in the bottom of the 6th. Royals lead.
That's an ad-lib play by Booney. Once he gets the ball, he saw the base runner Porter just take a couple steps. Willie Wilson is the most exciting player.
1 strike pitch. Deep to right field. McBride may not get it. It's over his head. He drilled it. Porter's going to try and score. Trios relay throw to home plate is in time. McBride off the fence. A beautiful throw with that strong arm by Trio. They get Porter. Thought they had no chance whatsoever, Joe. What a great throw.
I was watching Porter coming around third at about, he'd lost the gas cap when he came around third, and Trio's strong arm, you just knew that he was going to get him, but Gordy McKenzie had him coming all the way. The relay is just a perfect play. Now watch him give it to Trio, who's really, I think, the best relay man I've ever seen. A strong throw. It's not even close. He could have done the same thing he did, come in nice and polite, but he came in a little bit harder. It's an easy out for Booney. Here he comes around third. Right here is about when the gas tank flew kind of empty.
I'll tell you, he had Booney set up because Booney was going to block the plate. He had to go down for that short hop. Now it's White with 2 outs. Wilson will be stranded at second as he pops it foul to Schmidt. So Reed pitches out of it. Could have been trouble except for a great relay throw by Trio. Here he
comes around third quarter. You remember in Philadelphia when he got in about the same situation, he kind of stopped and criticized for it, and rightly so. This time he went in as hard as he could, but same result, out.
A couple of very exciting innings, but after 6 here in Royal Stadium, Kansas City, the Royals lead 3-2. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
On Chips, Ponch and John help a young Indian boy protect wildlife from deadly poachers and learn his heritage.
Oh, we're friendly.
A special family episode Sunday.
You work hard, heaven knows, but who knows where it goes? So you make it go further with milk. When it all seems to soar is a time you should pour a nutritious, delicious, cold glass of milk. Ah, milk, for all it's worth, may be the best buy here on earth. Now more than ever is a time for milk.
Boy, what a mess. Quit griping.
Did you read this? I don't believe it.
It's not so bad, lady. This country is going. This country is going.
Pardon me, things could be a whole lot worse.
And they could be better, too.
Wherever you stand on what's happening in America, you know what you can do about it. Vote.
The difference is you.
Kaiser Aluminum.
Make your dream house come true. 7:30 Monday on Fight Back.
There you see quite a shot. The blimp up there and the balloons look like they might be going after him. Or it could be maybe a new movie. The attack of the baby balloons. What a ball game we got here, though. 3-2. The Royals have taken a lead over the Phillies. Joe Garagiola with Tony Kubek and Tom Seaver. Mike Schmidt will lead it off here in the 7th. He hit a 2-run homer for the 2 Philly runs. That came in the 4th inning. Amos Otis, a big home run to tie it, and the Royals have taken the lead, and it's ball 1 to Schmidt. Schmidt flied to left his first time up, and the 2-run homer his second time up. High, 2-0.
Sun shadow problem appears to be over with.
Foul straight back. 2 balls and 1 strike. Tonight on NBC now, Chips and then Clint Eastwood, the outlaw Josie Wales right after the ball game, except on the West Coast. Chips. My favorites. 2-1 to count. Larry Gura. Nobody out. Straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Talking about what's on tonight, on Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time, we'll be in Philadelphia. And it'll be Rich Gale against Carlton. What a matchup. And those Philly fans, you know they're going to be ready to welcome their ball club back. They left 2-0 as far as the series, and are at least tied, waiting the outcome of this one. And the Kansas City bullpen gets busy. High, 3-2.
Donna Schmidt. She saw her husband, Mike, give the Phillies a lead with a 2-0 home run, or 2-run home run back in the 4th inning.
Gura shaking off a couple pitches, and it broke Mike Schmidt's rhythm.
Interesting situation here. 1 run ahead, the 3-2 count. What's Gura going to throw? Is he going to go hard stuff or off speed?
Looked like it was hard. Might have turned it over a little bit. Darrell Porter behind the plate with 2 base hits, and the lady who brought back his favorite bat, I tell you, she knew what she was talking about. 3-2 Royals lead, 7th inning.
Gura's been stingy, just 3 base hits. Phillies have not left a runner on yet. On the other hand, the Royals have left on about 9 unofficially.
Popped up. Screwball took something off. Hurdle. Easy play. 1 out. There you see Donna Schmidt once again, disappointed that her husband couldn't get the base hit. So is he.
Gura, like he did the last time we saw him, getting a lot of fly balls. He's got 8 or 9 in this ball game, just upsetting the rhythm of the hitters slightly. Except the timing.
Here is Greg Luzinski. He's 0 for 2. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's so many things they say in baseball that make absolutely no sense, and then there are some that make so much sense. Don't be in a hurry to lose. Be in a hurry to win, which simply means set your own pace. And that's what Gura is doing. 1-1 to count on Luzinski.
Tom, are there certain hitters that you pitch to that you know do not like to wait, and so you might change your pattern to them? Do you go into that deeply?
You know, one of the great hitters that was like that was Henry Aaron. He hated it when a pitcher fiddled around on the mound. Hated that. Wanted you to get up there just the way Steve Carlton pitches. Get up and pitch, and that's the way Aaron liked to hit. Just like a hitter will try to upset a pitcher, the pitcher can upset a hitter by ruining his timing as well.
2-1 pitch. 3-1. I tell you, there are about 700 plus times that you guys really got him mad.
I got him mad a few times, yeah. I think I got him mad about 7 times in my career, Joe.
3 balls and 1 strike. He touched a lot of people for home runs, Hammer and Hank. Here's Luzinski. That's out of play, and it goes to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Good crowd on hand here. They have 42,369. They have 42,363 yesterday, 42,380, and this park is listed as only holding 40,628. High walk team. Tying run is on, and it brings up Moreland. The on-deck batter would be Maddox now. That's the first walk given up by Gura.
Joe, he's got 74 pitches so far this game. Last time he pitched in Philadelphia, we're going to have a pinch runner for Greg Luzinski. Lonnie Smith is going to go in and run for him at first base. Last time Gura pitched in Philadelphia, he got to 84 pitches and came out of the game after 6 innings and told Billy Connors, the pitching coach, and Jim Fry, the manager, that he was exhausted, tired. Certainly some of that must have been from the emotion of pitching in the World Series, but here, his first walk, 3 balls on Mike Schmidt, 3 balls on Greg Luzinski, and Larry Gura is a control pitcher. He's been getting the ball up a little bit the last 2 hitters.
Curveball is low, ball 1. Luzinski draws the base on balls, leaves the game for the pinch runner. He is the tying run, Lonnie Smith. 1 man out, 3-2. Royals lead. We're in the 7th. UL Washington goes to second, not in time. Safe, base hit for Moreland in the hole.
You talk about some strategy working right there by inserting Lonnie Smith. They took what would have been outstanding play right away from the Royals and UL Washington, because Luzinski isn't going to beat that play. What's this? Outstanding. Good jump to his right. He goes into short left field. The old Popeye pass, and if not for Dallas Green's strategy, inserting the pinch runner Smith, it's a force out. Look at that play. Almost.
Look at his stretch.
He beat it standing up. That's how fast he is. He didn't even have to slide.
The only danger there was overrunning it because he was standing up as we look at Dallas Green. But Jim Fry is going to make a pitching change. He's had Quisenberry warming up in the bullpen. It's a 3-2 ball game. We're in the 7th inning with 1 out, 2 base runners on. There you see the big cue. Larry Gura leaves the pitching mound. Gets a nice hand. So we've got a break in the action here. Tying run is on. Tiebreaker is on. We'll be right back. A 3-2 ball game. Royals lead. Phillies is threatening. We'll be back. I know you will.
Sir, why did you buy a Ford Fairmont?
Well, as a mannequin salesman, I travel a great deal. And Fairmont gets even higher estimated MPG than Citation.
I see. How's the room?
Look for yourself. Loads of headroom and lots of legroom.
How about the trunk room?
Has more than K-Car.
And the sticker price?
Hundreds less than a comparably equipped Citation or K-Car. In short, Fairmont won't cost you an arm and a leg.
Ford Fairmont. It makes a world of sense.
Excuse me. I'm not the same crazy coach who used to storm around the sidelines yelling at the officials. I've learned to relax, and I drink light beer from Miller. Do you know that light's got 1/3 less calories than a regular beer? And listen to this. Light doesn't fill me up. Besides that, light tastes fantastic. Oh, sure, there are a lot of other beers around, and you can drink any one you want. But let me tell you this. For
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
As I was saying, I don't care what anybody else...
Oh, we should have baths like this back home.
Our money.
What?
It's out in my suit.
Do you carry traveler's checks?
Yes, Citicorp.
Well, refunds are no problem almost anywhere in the world. There's even a large Citibank right near the Imperial Palace.
Thank you, Mr.
Yama.
Mr. Yama, my wife, Ellen.
That's all right. Don't get up.
Travel the world with us. Citicorp Traveler's Checks.
Look at all the balloons.
Winner over Buffalo, 17-14. With 17 fourth-quarter points, Seattle beat the Jets by 10. Philly beat Dallas 17-10. Cleveland, with just 20 seconds left, beat Green Bay 26-21. Cincinnati shut out the Vikings 14-0. And Washington beat St. Louis 23-0. Let's go back to Kansas City. Joe Garagiola.
Okay, Brian, we thank you very much. We miss you out here, but you're keeping us up to date with football. We'll do it here with the baseball. Right now, the situation, Quisenberry, who is the big eraser for the Kansas City Ball Club. All good ball clubs have that eraser. The guy Goose Gossage of the Yankees, Raleigh Fingers with Oakland, he'd come out of that bullpen and nail it down. Going back to Joe Page. Right now, Frank White has a meeting. They spelled it right. But I tell you, if Brett runs for president, I'd be on a winning ticket, I'll tell you that. Right now, though, one man out. Lonnie Smith at second. Moreland is at first. Maddox is the batter. He is 0 for 2. Quisenberry, the sinker baller, submariner. Ball one. Top of the seventh, 3-2. There you see the runners, Smith and Moreland. The on-deck batter is Manny Trio. One out. Could be a double play. They're going to have to hurry. There's one. Throw is not in time. Pull him off the bag. They had a chance, but the speed of Maddox made the play. So it's first and third with 2 outs and Trio the batter.
Keith Moreland helped out coming off first base, because watch how hard he goes into Frank White. By taking that ball with one hand, UL Washington may have wasted a split second, but look at Moreland forcing Frank White to throw off balance. Akins leaves the bag. That's more important to keep your foot on. You got to get the ball and leave the bag.
That was a good shot because it showed Moreland forced UL Washington, the shortstop, towards third base. He had to throw across, and Akins made a good play by coming off the bag and making the catch. So there are 2 outs. Smith is now at third. Maddox, another good base runner, is at first, and Trio's the batter with 2 outs. Fake the third and maybe get the guy at first, but nothing happened. Strike one, a good sinker. Lonnie Smith at third. Maddox is at first. 2 outs, 7th inning. Kansas City leading 3-2. This is game 5. We're tied at 2 apiece. Quisenberry has been in every game in this World Series. Frank White, what a play! UL Washington to tag once again. Frank White at second base. Oh, Tony, you gotta love that play.
I'm not the only one. Listen to the fans. They'll tell you how much they loved it. It's first and third. Quisenberry gets the ground ball. He got two. They missed one double play. Frank White, who said the best play he ever made, he made change, was the one he made in the championship series when he went in front of UL Washington to throw a runner out at first base. Oh, he is something.
Defense, and Frank White made it. So, bottom of the 7th, Royals 3, Phillies 2.
I used to run through airports. Now I fly through them. With new Hertz #1 Express service, I fly non-stop from my plane to my car without stopping at the counter. If you ask for #1 Express when you make your reservation, your Ford or other fine car and contract will be waiting at the #1 Express booth. Once again, Hertz puts you in the driver's seat faster than anybody else.
Instant photography by Kodak and the big audition.
The cornucopia. It is a horn of plenty.
Hold it. Got the flash, Marvin?
Sure. It's still trident.
Very good. Okay, next.
Fine crops of grain and fruit.
You're on, Louise.
Hi, Alexa.
Well, Marvin, what do you think?
I think all my pictures are great.
The Kodak Colorburst 250, the instant camera with built-in flash and brilliant color by Kodak.
Oh, great. Fried stereo.
Don't worry. We've got insurance.
Oh, Mom, the stereo will cost a bundle to replace today.
Our Allstate policy will cover it.
Right. If you buy Allstate's new replacement cost coverage on contents, we'll replace most personal property at today's prices.
We'll replace it. Oh, we can get a new stereo?
But this time, let's put it there, away from the fireplace.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
And that's a promise from us, the good hands people.
Next Saturday, 4 o'clock Eastern Time, NBC Sports World, you'll see the Charlotte 500. Richard Petty will be there. And then bowling's greatest names, the legends of bowling. And you'll have some of the best women's swimmers competing in the AIAW National Women's Collegiate Championships. That's all next Saturday here on NBC Sports World. There is Lonnie Smith in left field. He came on as a pinch runner for Luzinski. And the new pitcher is Tug McGraw. Don't forget, Tuesday night we'll be back in Philadelphia. Carlton for the Phillies, Gale for Kansas City, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Going to be some ball game Tuesday night, and it's going to be some finish here. George Brett. These two clubs, they're playing now that brand of baseball that got him here in the first place. It's fouled out of play, strike one. The Phillies have been coming from behind, it seems like, all year long. Tug McGraw has been a busy man this month. Strike two.
Brett, we told you earlier, against right-handed pitching during the year was .437, left-handed pitcher .318, and that's his lifetime batting average, .318 over his 7-year major league career.
Aikens, the on-deck batter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Phillies had only 6 come-from-behind wins in the whole month of September. They've come from behind to win all 5 of the 7 postseason games. There's the bench. One ball, 2 strikes. George Brett, Kansas City 3, Philadelphia 2. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Brett is out on strike, so McGraw gets his first strikeout. That's 1 out in the 7th inning. Brings up Willie Aikens.
That's not easy. He struck out just 22 times during the regular season, so he is not easy to strike out, Tom.
Tug McGraw has such a variety of pitches, though, Tony. Inside, outside, slider, curveball, screwball. And Tugger in his 15th year in the big leagues and still popped the ball pretty good at times. Threw the ball right by Brett and got it on the outside corner.
Willie Aikens struck out in the first inning. He singled to center field in the fourth, and he walked in the fifth. On his toe with that front foot. Low, ball one.
Started getting on that toe on his front foot. Aikens did about 6 weeks ago, I was told yesterday, behind the batting cage during batting practice, and has been on a tear since. There you can see Dutch Rennert establishing the back of the batting box, the rear of the batting box again.
He's got no problem. He just goes to Bill Kunkel and says, let me have the tape measure there, Willie. There's that toe. What a stance. Curveball is inside, Rennert says.
When they get on the front, the toe of the front foot, usually the expression used is keep your weight back, and that's a misnomer in baseball. A lot of guys hit off their front foot. Great hitters.
Didn't get it. 2 balls and 1 strike. Whitfield really gets on his toe from the Giants.
The other night, Tug McGraw got behind Willie Aikens, threw him a fastball, and Aikens hit it for a game-winning hit up the left center field alley here, 2-0. And he gets a curveball. Tug didn't give in to him.
Strike 2. Aikens against left-handers, a 199 average. 6 home runs and 24 runs better than against right-handers, 323.
I would guess you're going to get a couple of breaking balls in this situation, even if Tug misses with a 2-2 pitch.
Screwball. He's strike called by the third base umpire. Now Aikens wants to talk to him, and Bill Kunkel says, "Go back."
Oh, this is
Jim Fry.
Aikens had words on the pitch before with Rennert. I've never seen a hitter go down that far and challenge a third base umpire on an appeal call. Ronnie, we'll let you take over on this. What's going on?
I'll tell you, Willie's just, I don't know if he went too far. We can see on a replay. Oh, yeah, he went out way out in front. Bill Kunkel had it right. Willie's just so high-strung. Kunkel, it's a close call, and what are you going to do? You got to make it one way or the other, and Billy said one way. I thought it was great of Billy not to come down and argue with him, because Billy Kunkel could have come halfway down the line, and we would have really had a one-on-one.
I never thought I'd hear an umpire ask for a replay on television. That's a World Series first. Let me see the replay, the big umpire says. 1 ball and 1 strike. But that was a good call, Ron. You made a good point, too. There's Aikens. He is still upset. McRae, nobody will get this one. It'll be extra bases. Down into the corner. Lonnie Smith up with it. McRae stops at second. He has himself another double. You remember yesterday, McRae had 2 doubles. He's got another one today.
And his bat starting to go a little bit is very important when they go back to Philadelphia. As we look at the screwball he hits in the corner, not hit well, but they were playing him off the line. Lonnie Smith was. It's important because they're going to face a left-handed pitcher, and his bat becomes very important against left-handed pitching, especially a great pitcher like Carlton.
You hear the crowd for Amos Otis. We talked about the most valuable player, the race being between Aikens and Brett. You better put this fella in there, too. He has had some series. He has 11 hits, 2 short of Bobby Richardson's record of 13. They're going to put him on. Hal McRae was on at second base with the double, had 30 or more doubles for the 7th consecutive season with Kansas City, and a career high of 54 and 77. In fact, in 1980, he was 4th in the American League with 39 doubles. Yount led with 49. And there's Clint Hurdle. Otis with 7 runs batted in now. He's second to Willie Aikens as we look at the Phillies bench. I might add, with Hurdle coming up, watching McGraw throw that screwball to Aikens in the 46 World Series. One of the real effective pitchers was Harry Burkeen. It was a series I was in with the Cardinals, and his effective pitch against the left-hand hitters and against Ted Williams was a screwball, which is a bit unusual, left-hander against left-hander. We're going to have a pinch hitter, though. Cardinal is coming out. Jose Cardinal. We have 2 men out. Base runners at first and second. Royals are leading 3-2. We're in the 7th inning. Cardinal has only been to bat 4 times. He's 0 for 4.
Both managers are playing percentage baseball here. Of course, to walk Amos Otis is to get the left-hander gets a left-handed hitter, and now the.
Tom, you pitched against Cardinal. What do you think?
Cardinal is at times a dead guess hitter. Will sit on a certain pitch, sit on the fastball, sit on the breaking ball, but he's as good at going to right field as maybe any hitter I've ever seen. If he wants to go to right field, he can go that way. He doesn't have a real quick bat anymore, and he'll try to hit the ball to right field.
Merle Harmon has a very anxious fan with him. Let's go to Merle Harmon.
All right, Joe, Phyllis McGraw right now, a tough situation for one guy on the mound. What do you think?
I think he can handle it.
Okay. He's got a count of no balls, no strikes, 2 down, runner at second, runner at first. Do you really follow his pitches?
Sure I do. I wouldn't.
Okay, Phyllis. Okay.
Hits the first pitch, center field. Maddox is there, makes the catch, and that ends the inning. And let's find out what Phyllis McGraw thinks now from Merle Harmon.
Well, Phyllis, here she is. I think you're a little more relaxed now, and you were correct in your prediction. You said he could get him out, and he did.
Yeah, I believe in him.
What about the kids at home? They watching?
Sure. I think, yeah, this time of night, sure. They're watching.
What about the rest of the series?
Oh, predictions? I don't like to predict. I like to take it one game at a time, like the guys have been saying. I sure hope we win this one today. It'll really help a lot.
Okay, fellas, thanks very much. Now let's go back to Joe.
Okay, Merle, Phyllis McGraw. We complete 7 innings of play here. The score, Kansas City 3, Philadelphia 2.
Right guard knows a man sweats more than a woman. That's why a man needs Right Guard. Right Guard has a male effectiveness formula. A formula so strong, more men count on it to help stop perspiration odor every day. Right Guard knows there's a difference between you. Men perspire more. And that's what Right Guard's for.
Remember this, a Rhine wine by any other name is not the same. Next time you wonder what white wine to drink, think of Gallo Rhine.
Okay, we got a new right fielder for the Kansas City Royals. It's a 3-2 ball game, top of the 8th, and there he is, Jose Cardinal. He came on as the pinch hitter for Hurdle and fly to center field and the 7th. So it'll be Boa, Boone, and Rose. And now they switch towards the left field line for Boa against Quisenberry. It's outside. Ball 1. At first and third, they're in tight. Outfield very shallow.
Wilson is really shallow. In fact, it was where he was playing allowed him to make that great play on Boa yesterday when he held him to a single late in the ball game.
2 balls and no strikes.
Joe, as he did yesterday, Quisenberry coming in. Nobody on base, yet he's still pitching from the stretch. So obviously, through Billy Connors or Jimmy Fry, he feels more comfortable pitching from the stretch, and that's his option to pitch that way.
3 balls and no strikes. And there's a fan who is really wrapped up in this thing. So excited. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I love it. So wrapped up, couldn't stay away. There's the strike. The on-deck batter, Bob Boone. Phillies with only 4 base hits. Royals with 12. Royals 3 runs, though. Phillies only trailing by a run. It's strike 2. Ball taken all the way. Looked like a breaking ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, nobody on.
Hitter goes up to the plate as we look at Fry against Quisenberry and says, make him get the ball up, make him get the ball up. Boa did initially, forcing Quisenberry to get the ball up in the strike zone a little bit, which could pay dividends later.
Frank White bobbles it, throws. What a play! Oh, what a play! What a play! What a play!
There are many defensive infielders who go well one way or the other. They have a strong side and weak side. Not that man. You've seen him go to his right. Tommy, you were amazed by the double play he made in the 10th inning of Schmidt going to his right, unassisted. Now he goes to his left.
You know, we talked about possible MVPs and Willie Aikens or George Brett or Amos Otis or whatever. That man right there, Frank White, has got to be in contention just simply because of his defensive play.
Here's the first pitch to Boone. It's ball 1. Tony, on that particular play, he went far to his left and he went behind him. He bobbled the ball. Amazing. His composure was just great.
There's White of the Royals Baseball Academy, the first graduate, not the only one. You know, there was a guy, his name is Dick Green with the Oakland A's. They won a World Series one year. He was a second baseman. Never got one hit in that World Series. And yet, against the Dodgers, he was almost voted the MVP. Just beaten out.
1-1 pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. Unfortunately, it's the wood that gets the publicity. The leather just stays there. But Frank White just may change it.
That's because the writers, there's Pete Rose on deck. That's because the writers vote for the men who go in the Hall of Fame and not ball players.
The preceding was a political announcement by Tony Kubek. Foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. How do you really feel, Tony?
It was more of an announcement. It was more of a zinger. Wouldn't you call it more of a zinger as opposed to an announcement?
3-2. The Royals leading the Phillies here. Bob Boone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. Quisenberry. Hot smash. Brett. Good play. Long throw. Aikens can't come up with it. Boone is heading for second. White is there. The throw is not in time. Can't handle it. They had 2 shots at him and missed him both times.
The ball hits the dirt, maybe the seam to Brett. It was hit like a shot off the bat of Booney. Was not an easy catch. And then once that Brett had it, here's where he made a lot of errors over the past few years. He may have nonchalant his throw because he had a lot of time. He's shown a good arm his whole career. It should have been made easily by Aikens, I think, because he did get a big long hop. But Aikens didn't make the play. And White almost made another outstanding play, Tom.
We have seen the good, strong arm of George Brett through the series. Really the first bad play that he's made. And the point you made, Tony, the amazing thing is that Frank White, backing up the play, almost made another great play.
Pete Rose takes it outside. Ball 1.
That's about the 3rd or 4th time that Willie Aikens has let a ball get by him over there at first base as well.
Well, I don't think it's any secret. He could leave his glove back at the hotel and he'd still play because he can hit. Fouled out of play. It's an error on the 3rd baseman, Brett, and the tying run is at second base. Rose, the batter. There you see Brett. McBride on deck. Rose bounced out twice, lined hard to Gura in the 6th, robbed of a base hit. Bouncing ball. Frank White at second has it to Aikens, out. Taking 3rd is Boone. There are 2 outs. And it brings up McBride.
Right fielder McBride.
Coming up on NBC News Monday night, John Chancellor talks to Ronald Reagan and President Carter about U.S. military readiness. And then next Friday, NBC Magazine with David Brinkley gets an exclusive interview with James Cagney.
While you're reading that, Joe, Frank White went all the way over to first baseman. There's Boone on 3rd. First baseman Aikens to say, look it, be aware of a bunt. He also yelled in to Quisenberry, you get over if he bunts to try and score that runner.
The runner is Boone at 3rd. Strike one. McBride hit on a play earlier.
There it is with runners on first and third for the Royals off the bat of Hal McRae. Did it or did it not hit the wall? I still think it might have grazed it.
I say in his glove. What do you say at home? Tap foul. 2 strikes. Well, I'll tell you something. We've been listening to Dutch Rennert, but if he gets a strike, Dutch Rennert will be drowned out by this crowd. They're on every pitch, much like the Philly fans. We're in Philadelphia and will be Tuesday night when we're there. Gale against Carlton, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Get ready. Make your plans. It's going to be a good shootout. There he is on deck, Mike Schmidt. Frank White, big hop. Out. So we go to bottom of the 8th, 3-2, Royals lead, and 2 up for the Royals in the 8th inning. It'll be Darrell Porter, UL Washington, and Willie Wilson.
RCA wants you to see the right color.
Color Track.
Does your television automatically capture all these subtle shades of green in this flowing stream of color? Color Track 1981 can. With RCA's exclusive detail processor, Color Track separates detail from color, refines it, then locks the right color on track. Even colors only subtle shades apart. Color Track 1981. RCA is making television better and better.
This ranch doesn't run without horses, and the horses don't run without you. But when you've hammered out a day's work, you meet up with Miller Time.
When it's time to relax.
Time for the best tasting beer you can find.
One beer stand squeeze.
Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
Engineers from America and overseas have created a world car, the new Ford Escort. The 4-door Escort liftgate has higher mileage ratings than Volkswagen Jetta or Toyota Corona. Yet Escort also gives you more room inside. And Escort gives you the privacy of a hideaway luggage compartment and wagon room when you need it. Ford Escort, built in America to take on the world.
On NBC Sports World, see the big boys roll in the Charlotte 500, the second edition of the Legends of Bowling, plus the Women's Collegiate Swimming Championships next Saturday.
Darrell Porter will lead it off. There's a story about his bat. Merle Harmon has the lady.
All right, Joe, Deborah Roach, an usherette here at the stadium, wanted a birthday present in June. She asked Darrell Porter for a bat. He gave it to her. What'd you do with the bat today?
I give it back to him.
And he's gotten 2 hits out of it. He was in a slump until today. Nice going, Deborah, for Darrell Porter.
Thank you.
All right, now back to Joe.
Okay, Deborah brought the bat back. Darrell Porter had not had a base hit. He has 2 of them today. This one is a bouncing ball. The trio bobbles it, but he'll get him with that arm. 1 out. And the Kansas City bullpen is busy.
Shortstop, UL Washington.
Tonight, we got a special family episode of Chips, and then big stars. We look at Rennie Martin loosening up. Clint Eastwood, and if you're a Clint Eastwood fan, and who isn't, it's the outlaw Josie Wales right after the ball game, except on the West Coast. And of course, when I say that, it'll be seen at its regular time on the West Coast. I should know that. It's the same thing in Arizona. I hear that, and I know exactly what they mean. UL doesn't get it, and it's a screwball, and it's strike 1.
He has great motion on that screwball, Tom. Sometimes, I guess he uses that as changeup. He throws 2 different kinds of screwball. One that goes down that we've seen in this series, and that one that he really pulls the string.
Bunted, but it'll be foul, and it's strike 2.
One of the great things about watching McGraw pitch, Tony, is that he has the same release point for all his pitches. He gets his hand up there above his head, and it's not to the last minute until he turns it, his wrist inboard or outboard for a curveball, slider, fastball, and outboard for the screwball. It's amazing to see a pitcher with so many pitches, let's say the changeup, fastball, slider, curveball, screwball, and they all come out of the same spot when he's throwing.
3-2. We're in the bottom of the 8th, looking ahead to the 9th for the Phillies. Schmidt, Smith, and Moreland. 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Royals leading by a run. 1 man out. UL Washington with a count of 2 strikes. What an unpredictable series. That first game, Bob Walk pitched. They said, well, they're buying time. He ends up winning it. Steve Carlton was supposed to blow him out. He hung on. They won it and moved to Kansas City. And there's the grip. 1-2. Tuesday night, it'll be Philadelphia. Gale against Carlton. 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be there. He's out on strikes. McGraw gets his 3rd strikeout. I don't have to tell you what happens if the Royals win. They're leading by 1. Going back, the Phillies would have to win 2.
Done that before, haven't they?
A lot of times. And that's what the Royals kept saying, but I kept saying, yeah, I know, you lose the first 2, you say that's like whistling past the cemetery. But here they've come back 1-2 and leading here in this 3rd one here at home. Willie Wilson.
Wouldn't bet against lefty in Game 6 in any ballpark. Maybe as great a pitcher as there is in baseball today.
Wilson, ball 1. That's foul, out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
McGraw's a real stickler for mechanics. Works on his mechanics all the time, getting down to bend his left leg and bend his front leg and get through, but make sure that that arm comes through in the same spot. Real studier of pitching.
They're going to have a tough play. They get him. What a play by McGraw. Look at him. He is really a hyper young man. Look at him. He talks to everybody. I got him. Now you guys go out and get him. Well, we're at the end of 8. And the score here. Here's the play again first. Watch the play he makes.
Well, Mike Schmidt was not going to make it, and Tug McGraw makes one outstanding play, Tommy. He had to get a lot of the ball, and he just gets him by a half a stride or less.
Not only an outstanding pitcher, but an outstanding athlete, all-around athlete. He's a great gymnast in the sense, great body coordination and body balance, and if you can make a play like that and throw out Willie Wilson, you have to be a fine athlete.
So we complete 8 innings. The score, Kansas City 3, Phillies 2, and 2 up. It'll be Mike Schmidt, Lonnie Smith, and Keith Moreland.
When some people send a package by Federal Express for the first time, they never expect it to work. They're so used to getting chewed out for not getting a package there the next day, they expect it to happen with Federal, too. So they wait. And they wait. And they wait. And they wait. For the complaint that never comes. Federal Express, when it absolutely positively has to be there overnight.
If you've been thinking about buying or selling a house, but you've heard there's a bad real estate market, call your ERA real estate specialist.
We know who's lending money and how to qualify for it.
4 out of 10 home buyers come from out of town. With this machine, we can find them.
Our buyer protection plan made this home more valuable.
Call ERA. We're selling houses. Now more than ever, your ERA real estate specialist is the person you need to know in real estate.
You're feeling good about yourself. And it shows. The way you should about yourself.
You're feeling good about yourself. You're drinking Diet Pepsi-Cola with just 1 calorie and that great honest-to-Pepsi taste. And it shows in the way you look, the way you feel, and in everything you do. Diet Pepsi. 1 small calorie, 1 great taste.
On Games People Play, Australia's finest compete in the Surf Classic. Find out who wins the valet parking contest and the finals of men and women's bronco busting Thursday.
Be a tug of war, the wives too, on Games People Play Thursday, as we look at a beautiful shot of the complex here in Kansas City. Sun starting to set. Schmidt takes a low, ball 1. Schmidt with a home run earlier in the 4th inning for the 2 Philly runs. Phillies have only made 4 hits. Hot smash. Brett knocks it down. It's a base hit for Mike Schmidt. Tying run is on.
And the threat of Mike Schmidt bunting, done it twice in the series, kept George Brett in tight at third base, even with the bag, and it may still pay dividends. Had he been back, look where Brett starts from. He is very aware, as you pointed out, Schmidt has outstanding speed for a big man, Tom, and that allowed possibly the base hit right here.
If he's back farther, that's a routine out for George Brett. You can see that ball is not that far to his left. If he's back another 10 or 12 feet where he normally would be, let's say against another power home run hitter, that's an easy play for George Brett.
So the tying run is on. We have a pinch hitter now for Smith, who came on as a pinch runner for Luzinski after Luzinski walked in the 7th. Del Unser is the pinch hitter for the Phillies. Nobody out. We're in the top of the 9th. Royals lead 3-2. Unser in that second game had the big base hit against Quisenberry. Brett is moving in close at third base. Strike 1. No sign of a bunt there.
Al, the old baseball adage, axiom, play to tide home and win on the road, and Dallas Green's going to want to win on the road. There's Marlin, the DH.
Philly front office in the background there. You saw Paul Owens, Rudy Carpenter, rooting him on.
Tony, your point is well taken too, but another point, bunting on AstroTurf is much more difficult than bunting on natural grass. Much more difficult to make a better bunt on AstroTurf.
1 strike pitch. Hot smash past Akins into right field. Schmidt can run. He's running hard. He's rounding third. They're going to try to score him. Here comes the throw. They'll not get him. We're tied. Del Unser again comes through, a big base hit. This time between Akins and the bag.
He has been outstanding for how many years now, Tom? Coming into the clutch, sitting on that bench called. Here's the other reason that we should have mentioned. He's got to hold him on, Akins, with Schmidt's speed, and they didn't bunt. They knew he had to hold him on. Unser can't pull the ball as he just did. I'll say one thing, Schmidt showed his speed scoring on that because there was 2 pretty good relay throws. Cardinal to White to Porter.
So we're all tied up. Tiebreakers at second base. Here's Keith Moreland. He's going to bunt. He does. Down to Akins. He picks it up. He'll tag Moreland, and moving to third is Unser. 1 man out. Unser at third base.
Center fielder Gary Meta.
Crowd very quiet.
Unser on that double got hung up at second base, could not see the third base coach, Lee Elia, and would have made third base very easily. But Elia's concentration was on the runner coming home, Mike Schmidt, and Unser got hung up at second. Couldn't see the ball behind him, didn't know if he could make it to third. Had he gone to third, he'd have made it very easily. And here comes Jim Fry out to visit for a visit with Quisenberry as pitcher, Porter and Brett at the mound.
Elia was way up the line, 3/4 of the way, and he did not hesitate. He had him coming all the way.
Tom, a base runner's got to do that himself, though. You look over your shoulder, and I think Unser's an excellent base runner, but with the situation the way it was, no outs at the time, he was not going to take any additional chances. He still would get down on the sacrifice or any other way to third base where he can still score on the sacrifice fly with 1 down. That bullpen for the Royals is going.
That's
Marty Patton.
Brett. Ken Brett, the left-hander. Patton, the right-hander. Jim Fry stays with Quisenberry. Maddox is the batter with one man out. The on-deck man is Trio. So you have right-handers against right-handers with one man out. Unser, the tie-breaking run is on at third. Looking ahead to the Kansas City ninth, it's White, Brett, Aikens. Infield is in. Quisenberry's got to get the ground ball. Maddox, spread stance. High chopper, Brett. It is a fair ball. They get it.
That was awfully close. It was Rennert's call, both Rennert and the third base umpire. Kunkel looking straight down the line. Watch Rennert. He got in position. Here's Maddox. He is thrown out by Brett as Brett held the runner Unser. And boy, Rennert and Kunkel got on that line and really looked down it.
Another good play by George Brett at third base. And from the angle up here in the booth, Tony, that looked like a foul ball. But Dutch Rennert was right down on one knee, looking straight down that third base line and made the call immediately to a fair ball.
It is the position of the ball, not where Brett was. Brett was in foul territory. He doesn't matter. It's where the ball is, and Rennert was on it.
Trio, foul tip. Strike one, off his foot.
Here's George again. Look where he's standing. Doesn't matter. The ball is right on the line. Dutch Rennert, the whole plate umpire call it. It's the responsibility of the third base umpire after it passes the bag.
That's why that line is a misnomer. It's not a foul line. If it's on the line, it's a fair ball. So semantics would say it's a fair line, but you'd kind of after double day to get all uptight if you call it that. Trio, another foul tip. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base runner at third is Unser.
That's a pitch he didn't throw too much on the first time he saw him. You mentioned you and Paul Moscow have been charting. That was a little bit of a slider. He throws it to right-handers, Quisenberry. He's afraid to throw it to left-handers. It's flat.
First time that Quisenberry came in, he threw everything fastballs except for one pitch. And I think he's learned that he has to throw at least something else to complement this sinker that he has, the underhand sinker. He's got to let the hitter see another pitch.
2-strike pitch. Fouled off. Trios remains alive. We're all tied, 3-3. Schmidt, a single off the glove of Brett. A double by Unser, driving in Schmidt. A sacrifice by Moreland put Unser at third. Maddox was out. Brett to Aikens. There you see Unser. Trio's the batter with a count of 2 strikes. To react. It's 4-3 Philadelphia.
The shortstop, Larry Boa.
The Phillies take the lead, 4-3. Here it is again.
Quisenberry has a reputation to be a fine fielding pitcher. He's lucky to get just a glove on that ball and not get hurt. The ball bounds away, and Brett almost makes another fine play. To speed a Trio, he beat it out. And the Phillies go ahead 4-3.
And it's one of those pitches, no balls, 2 strikes. Quisenberry got a little bit up in the strike zone. Give Trio credit because he did rifle it. One of those where you might say, hey, try and get him to swing at my best pitch, a sinker out of the strike zone down.
Here is Boa. Draws a throw at first base, Trio does. In the bottom of the ninth, it'll be Frank White, George Brett, and Willie Aikens for Kansas City. They now trail by a run. High hopper. UL Washington charges hard. Throw. In time, they get in. Boa is out. But the Phillies take the lead. And there is Janie Quisenberry. You can see the disappointment and frustration as her husband and the Kansas City Royals go to the bottom of the ninth, trailing by a run. It's Philadelphia 4, Kansas City 3, and 2 up. For Kansas City in the bottom of the ninth, it'll be Frank White, George Brett, and Willie Aikens.
This is for you. An invitation to pivot. This is the Gillette Atra Invitation Razor. Its twin blades keep the perfect shaving angle because of this, the Atra Pivot. It gives you a better shave than any razor that can't pivot. And now you can pick up this Gillette Atra razor for under $1.50. But hurry, this offer to pivot is for a limited time only, so run out before we do.
Introducing an American car designed for a changing world and with a commitment to quality. The beautifully new Ford Granada in a new smaller size with its highest mileage ratings ever and with Ford's attention to detail. Every door is hand adjusted. Every seat is hand fitted. Every car is examined by 38 quality inspectors. The kind of detail you can see, feel, and hear. The new Granada, built for a changing world from Ford.
Great moments of 1980. Don't miss out on next year's great moments. Baseball Fever. Catch it now for 1981.
The preceding message was furnished by Major League Baseball.
Dal Unser was down at third with the score tied. Trio rifle the ball off Quisenberry, and here's Dal. You want to see a reaction? That took the lead. Boy, he has been a big man for this team. Pinch hitting especially.
Tell you, he's gotten some big hits. He's been around a long time, and he said it all when he said, when the first base hit off Quisenberry, this scratch is a 30-year itch for me. When he scratched that itch again with that base hit, it was a big one. Here is Frank White. What a game he has played. Tremendous plays. He takes the first pitch low. It's ball one. White made a game-saving play in the 7th inning. Another great play in the 8th. One ball and one strike.
Kansas City being haunted in this ball game, or will be if they lose, the same as in game 2. They stranded 11, and then Philadelphia came here and stranded 15 one game. They will be haunted by that game as the series goes along. Kansas City stranded 11 this game.
2 balls and 1 strike. George Brett, the on-deck hitter. He'll be followed by Willie Aikens. There is Brett. No, says Dutch Renner. 3 balls and a strike. Quote a famous television line, that picture needed no words. George Brett. Big hole between first and second. They have to hold White on. Strike 1.
Earlier this year, Earl Weaver, the Baltimore manager, walked Brett with a man on first base. He lost the ball game, but he said they did it to Williams, and the way Brett swings the bat, even though I lost, I'd do it again.
Strike 2. Nobody out. Bottom of the 9th. Philadelphia 4. Kansas City 3. White at first base. McGraw.
Doug McGraw did not pitch very well to Frank White at all. It looked like he was darting the ball, Joe, but I've seen him do it so many times. He seems to create his own little moment of drama, and then he works his way out of it.
Out on strikes. Big strikeout. George Brett called out on strikes. 4 strikeouts for Tug McGraw. He came on in the 7th inning. He has struck out 4. He has walked 2.
He just blew smoke by him, Tom.
I think he had George looking for something else, or otherwise it's absolutely perfect pitch on the outside corner, and George certainly knew it. Walked right away from home plate. No argument with Dutch Renner.
Here is Willie Aikens. Aikens out on strikes in the 1st, singled in the 4th, walked in the 5th, out on strikes in the 7th. Philadelphia 4, Kansas City 3. Tying run at 1st, Frank White. Pitch out, nothing going on. Ball 1. It was Aikens who got the big base hit off of McGraw. It's in the 10th inning to win it. Ball 2. Dallas Green. Takes a big look at Gordy McKenzie at 3rd base. There is Willie Aikens' mother, Lucille Aikens. Ball 4, walked him. Tying run goes to 2nd. And the batter is Hal McRae as we look at the Kansas City bench. The on-deck man is Amos Otis. Dallas Green looking on.
You have 3 right-handed hitters in a row coming up now. McRae, Otis, and Cardinal is scheduled. They've got Pete Lecoq on the bench should they make a change, but Dallas Green has not popped out. Somebody is working a pinch runner. There's Green and Starrett. The pinch runner at 1st base for Aikens will be Onyx Concepcion.
Al McRae hit the ball hard in the 2nd inning, but was out. He flied to right. Hit a long fly to right field. You saw it. Beck McBride. Did he catch it? Did he not? The umpire said yes. And then he had a double down the left field line in the 7th. The on-deck man is Amos Otis, who's been red hot. Home run in the single. McGraw trying to pitch out of a jam. 1 out. Are there, can't get it foul, just barely foul. Look at the Tug, that says it all. Look at that, his pacemaker just blew.
I think what Tug might have been worried about, he threw that ball inside off the plate, but that little bit of a wind started drifting it back toward fair territory.
That was close. 1 strike and a long one. White at 2nd base. Concepcion, the pinch runner at 1st. 1 out. 4-3, Phillies lead, bottom of the 9th. One hop, the 2nd, out. Can only get a force play. It was a broken bat, and Boa made a nice play. White's at 3rd to tie and run. Amos Otis, the batter, he's been hot.
For that ball because he was playing McRae up the middle. McRae is not a pull hitter, even though he pulled the ball foul to left. McGraw makes a good pitch, got it on the handle, and Boa ran 8-10 steps to his right on a sharply hit ball, even though the bat broke, Tom.
You know, the words of Dallas Green, I was talking to him in the clubhouse after the game last night. He says, we haven't done anything easily all year long. There's no sense for us to start now. And Tug McGraw's got 2 outs, but he's got runners at the corners, and he's not getting out of this inning very easily. The Royals are making it as tough as they possibly can.
Otis is 2 for 3. Struck out in the 2nd, single in the 4th, hit a home run in the 6th. He has 11 base hits, 2 short of Richardson's record of 13.
Out comes Herm Starrett right now. He started to go out. He was called back by Bobby Wine back to the dugout. Time is out. They gave him some more information. I think he's going to Boone first. This is something he does.
could be too, Tony, that they're going to set. They will not take the bat out of Otis's hands, I'm sure. But you got to think about all possibilities. You got base runners at the corner, and they're going to talk how to pitch to McRae and to Otis, and watch McRae and White on the bases. Jim Fry, Dallas Green, 4-3. Phillies lead, bottom of the ninth. Tuesday night, Carlton against Gale in Philadelphia. A lot of room in left center field. They're playing him in right center. Almost as if to say, throwing the screwball and playing that way. See what happens. Fastball low, ball wide.
Otis has hit the off-speed pitching well. The home run in the first ball game off-speed. Hit the ball hard off 2 breaking balls today. So maybe they're going to power him. Make him hit the ball the opposite way.
The one fastball he can handle, as you look at Frank White at third, McRae at first, is a fastball up and out over the plate. They want to keep the fastball down. They want to keep the fastball hard inside if they are going to go with the hard stuff. He's gotten 2 mistakes on breaking balls today and hit it hard both times.
Screwball is low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. And McGraw falls behind. Nice play by Boone. I'll tell you, someday, I guess, they'll have some kind of a record in there for when catchers do block a ball in a situation like this to save a run. Big play. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. White, the tying run is at third. McRae, the winning run is at first. Otis will take a good look now at McKenzie and maybe get the green light. The on-deck batter is big. Philly fan as opposed to the Royals fan. We saw White's at third, McRae's at first. 2 outs, 3-0 the count.
Gotta believe he's going to have the green light.
Cardinal's the on-deck hitter. It'll dictate that move whether he hits 3-0 or not. You got to believe he's going to get a whack at it if he wants to. All 4 walked him. So they pitched around Otis and moved the winning run to second base. They didn't give him a chance.
That's Ron Reed's wife right there.
Donna Schmidt.
Julie Reed, Donna Schmidt.
Jose Cardinal, he came on, pinch hitting for Hurdle in the 7th inning, and he flied to center field. Up there now with the bases loaded. Foul ball. Strike 1.
Jose has never been much of a base on balls hitter. He goes to swinging when he leaves that on deck circle.
One ball, 1 strike. There's Phyllis McGraw. The tension on her is just amazing. She's looking straight down. She may be praying or meditating, but she's not watching. Down the left field line. Is it playable near the stands? It is out of play. One ball, ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Philadelphia 4, Kansas City 3, bottom of the 9th. Jose Cardinal. Absolutely praying. Broken bat, foul ball.
Tug McGraw ahead in the count. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and he goes with his money pitch, the screwball. You know what's the important thing here, Joe, you talked about before, if he really did pitch around Amos Otis, was he looking at Jose Cardinal in that on-deck circle all the time, willing to put the winning run at second base and try to get his outman Jose Cardinal? That's going to be an interesting question to ask Tug after the game.
I'm going to answer it in my mind. If I were catching, yes. I would not let Amos Otis beat me.
Well, I've known Tug for 15 years, and I think he's right. I think he walked him on purpose.
I do, too.
You'd have a lot of managers and a lot of pitching coaches come out and shoot you when you're wrong, but if he had in his mind he wanted to get that man in the on-deck circle, Cardinal, to make him the last out, it's a do or die. You're either hero or goat, but you're going to go the way you think you can get out of the inning the best.
Phillies McGraw.
I don't know how Cardinal even got a bat on that screwball. That ball was about 6 inches off the ground, and he literally threw his bat at the ball right at the last split second and somehow fouled it.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded, 4-3, bottom of the 9th, Phillies leading. Struck him out! Cardinal out on strikes, and the Philadelphia Phillies defeat the Kansas City Royals by the score of 4-3. And there is Phillies McGraw, Ron Reed, and now the Phillies head back to Philadelphia, leading in this series 3-2.
McGraw took a chance. He threw the ball by Cardinal with the bases loaded, 3-2, up by 1 run, and Cardinal swung at ball 4. Might have been a tie ball game. Here's Tug McGraw and his reaction as he blew a ball by. Excuse me, I said 3-2. It wasn't 3-2, of course. 2-1.
Look at the reaction. The reaction by Tug McGraw, and Merle Harmon is down on the field. He's with him. Let's get a reaction while he's still so up. Merle?
All right, Tug McGraw and Bob Boone with us here on the third base side. Tug, when this, what were you thinking?
Well, when he first hit it, I couldn't pick up the spin, and it looked like it was going to go out of here, but then finally it started to curl like a 5-iron shot and went foul, but boy, I had him a hard jumping there for a while.
Bob, did you give him any encouragement when you saw the ball leave the bat?
No, I saw it was going to hook foul. I just told him it was a nice, exciting game.
Goody comes out to the mound and says, "Isn't this exciting?" That's an understatement.
Were you overthrowing a little bit in the 9th inning?
Yeah, I think I went out there and wanted it too bad. I had to, but then again, I was trying to be too careful too. So combination of both.
All right. Did you pitch around anybody? Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to be real careful with Amos, but I wasn't intending to get anybody on base. It was just a real exciting inning. Right now, I'm too psyched up to actually go through everything as it happened, but I know I was trying to be real careful, and at times I was trying to throw the ball too hard to make a good pitch. And, you know, a combination of a lot of things go on in your mind out there, but fortunately we got through it.
Bob, what about the pitching as we go into the last 2 ball games now?
Well, you know, like I've said all the way through this playoffs, I think there are 2 outstanding teams. The Royals just been hitting the ball so well. I think, you know, we're looking for a big game from Carlton on Tuesday. I'm not sure who they're going with yet, but I think it's going to be a hard fought right to the end, and I don't think the home field advantage really has has any advantage to either club.
It's going to be Rich Gale as Jose Cardinal as we watch him on that last pitch, the strikeout, and of course the ever-present Tug McGraw, who says you got to believe, and I know you did today.
Yes, sir, and I believe in my teammates today, too. They did a great job.
All right, guys, congratulations. We'll see you in Philadelphia Tuesday night. Now let's go upstairs to Joe.
Okay, Merle, and here's the reaction to Cardinal, who tried to get it, didn't get it, and the Philadelphia Phillies win Game 5. Final score here, 4-3. And look at the reaction by Cardinal. Disappointment, frustration, but it'll be Tuesday night in Philadelphia. We're going to break in the action right now, and we'll be right back after these messages.
I'm pro quarterback Joe Theismann.
I'm pro photographer Scott Barrow.
I rely on my quickness, my arm, and my big buddies.
I rely on my Canon AE1 with an auto winder that's as quick as Theismann and a telephoto lens that's as powerful as his arm. So I can catch the throw and catch the catch.
Hey, Scott, it's my turn now. Going out for a pass.
All right.
With the AE1, it's easy to shoot like a pro. The incomparable Canon AE1. So advanced, it's simple.
You still catch tuna the old way with strong pulls and strong arms.
Let's take them home.
But now comes Miller time.
When it's time to relax.
Time for the best tasting beer you can find.
One beer stands clear.
America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer, Miller beer.
A bright red fire truck, a blue calliope, a yellow moon, a pink balloon, a golden Dixie jamboree. Yes, America's true colors come through on GE.
GE TV brings you America's true colors, vivid and lifelike. And with GE's special VIR2 circuit, the color is automatically adjusted.
Yes, America's true colors come through on GE. GE, we bring good things to life.
4-3, that says it all here. The Phillies over the Royals. Plenty of heroes on both sides. Mike Schmidt, a big home run in the 4th inning. Mike Schmidt had a base hit in the 9th, but it was Del Unser with a pinch double, a big base hit. He ended up scoring what turned out to be the winning run. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Philadelphia 3-12-2 for Kansas City. McGraw the winner. Quisenberry was the loser. Trio the game-winning RBI. For Tony Kupak and Tom Seaver, Joe Garagiola saying so long from Kansas City. Game 5 of the 1980 World Series has been brought to you by Pepsi Cola and your local Pepsi Cola bottler, who invite you to catch that Pepsi spirit. And by Gillette Atra, the pivoting head razor. The pivot makes it better. And by Ford and your local Ford dealer, who invite you to test drive the new 1981 Ford cars and trucks. And by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Don Ohlmeyer. The coordinating producer of NBC Baseball is Michael Weissman. Today's telecast produced by Michael Weissman, directed by Harry Coyle. Pre-game produced by David Stern. Replays and pre-game directed by Ken Faust. Technical director Horace Ruiz. Associate producers Michael Hadley, Peter Rolfe, Glenn Adamo, Bill Peters. Associate directors Richard Klein, John Filippelli. Production manager Steve Foreman. Remember, NBC Sports will bring you all the exciting action and memorable moments of the 1980 World Series as Game 6 moves back to Philadelphia Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Rich Gale will pitch for Kansas City, Carlton for the Phillies. But now stay tuned for a great night of entertainment on NBC with Chips and outlaw Josie Wales with Clint Eastwood. And then following local news, stay tuned as NBC News presents Decision 80. That's all tonight, right here on NBC. As I see those names, we don't see them, we don't talk about them often enough, but what a tremendous job they did getting reaction, getting plays, getting it all for us. And for all the fans, I'm sure I say thanks, guys. Great job. Just a great job. And even Tug McGraw is saying it as he raises his hand. 4-3, the Phillies beat Kansas City today on the